welcome into another rowdy mixed open live. We have a Hacksaw invasion tonight. Rick and Mike are here from the Beer Budget Studio. I'm Justin. I'm here from All Things BMX on the east side of the country, and Hacksaw is joining us. We appreciate you guys jumping in tonight, getting in the chat. You guys got questions, comments, bring them in, make them laugh. We're going to have a good time tonight.
What's up, Gary?
What's going on, guys?
Just another fine Friday night with some BMX nonstop stirring the pot. You know how it goes. It just it's been it's been busy these past couple weeks lately. I'm just saying, all of a sudden, you know.
Got a little something in the mail last week.
What'd you get?
All of a sudden. Yeah. I make it off the mountain. This is gonna come on the show tomorrow night, baby.
Oh, man.
Easy.
They made it.
Nice.
They made it.
Ripping in the mitten in Manteca style.
There we go. Glad they finally made it. Well, boys, where do you guys want to start at? I got a couple things here happening on the east side of the state we can start with if you'd like, or we can dive into some of the other topics we have. What do you guys think?
Oh, we got plenty of topics. You know? I mean, we just wrapped up our state series last weekend, which I think you guys did as well too, huh, Justin? Walked away with a number one I seen.
I got
a shirt you got there too, buddy.
Yeah, you know I got that out for you guys. Yeah, took a 1 in cruiser and a 2 in class. It was a good time.
There you go.
Then we're gonna back up right after the state series tomorrow. We've got an event at Waterford, the mid-school race, so you can only race a bike that's 2001 or older. That's gonna be going on there. It's been fun. The first round, I actually won it on a borrowed bike. It was a good time, but I was able to actually, a friend of mine tracked down my S&M RV frame from 20-some years ago, and I'm taking that out to the track for the next one. Then we got our whole shot race coming up on the 27th of September at the world's only rock and roll BMX track up there at Richfield Park, my home track, and yeah, it's growing. Appreciate you guys kicking in on the payouts. Thank you, Beer Budget, and everybody else
for sure.
Kicked in. We got tons of swag in for this, so it's always a good time. We do it on a Saturday night. DJ Damon will be there. And,
spinning records too?
Yeah, and you know what? Paul finally has the fog machines.
Oh,
shit. Yeah.
Wow, that's been like 3 years removed.
It is, yeah. We're working out a way because they've got that electric gate there from Pro Start. We're trying to figure out if we can get the fog machine in the pit of the Pro Start gate for that event. So
genius.
Yeah, it'd be a good time, man. So yeah, we got that coming up on the 27th. Just wanted to get that out there. Anyone who wants to be part of helping out with that race, you can just get a hold of me. Let me know. We appreciate it. And yeah, we wrapped up our state series. Had a really good race at Waterford Oaks. They always put on a good show. And almost 70 motos. We don't run opens, so it's just straight classes right there, about 70 motos there. Good turnout, good time. And
nice.
Really, we only had one crash, and that was Red Pop. That was Scott's kid, Chris. He's the only crash really that day, so not a bad day there. And he healed up good and still healing up. So other than that, man, that's what we got on the East Coast. What do we got going out there in the wacky West Side?
Well, old Sheriff Buford T. Hacksaw had to put on his freaking sheriff's badge over there. They had a little break-in over there at Battleborn, man. They freaking going and schmucking his track over there earlier this week, man.
Yeah, they got their motos in there. They unbolted the man gate and rode in, and then they're not very smart because there's video footage of them doing it all and all that. So, but the sheriff's department has a line on them. They know what's going on.
Good.
Me and Drew, me and the Panda, and Justin, everyone, we went out and fixed everything so we could get the kids back on that track as quick as possible. And so we were out there working in the rain, which doesn't bother me at all. That's
rain. What is that?
I know. Yeah, we had some weird rain too in the middle of the week. It was freaking weird, man. Mother Nature went crazy this week.
No one saw it except for Rick because he's the only one who gets up at 1:30 in the morning. But we had it, I guess.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we had it all day. I was working outside in it. I almost melted.
Damn. We don't want that. We just got you back here on the left coast, Jim. I mean, we don't want you to melt, dude.
Melt.
Let's talk about that California State Championship series or race, man. That was pretty.
It was
pretty
thick.
awesome going over there. What was it? Was it 168? 168
Yeah.
moto?
Yeah, it was deep.
And
It was good to about. It was probably good to about 165, huh?
yeah.
Yeah, that was.
good for that main event on Sunday. Yeah.
Everything was going just textbook,
Right?
It was like you wrote the play, and it was all getting ready to play out. And then,
Yep, Jim had it all figured out too.
Can't even be mad about it, man. That's
No, I mean
No.
it
go play
happens. It wasn't
BMX
intentional.
right there.
Yeah, yeah. It wasn't nothing intentional. It just shit happens. I mean, it just happened to suck.
Yeah. I do hate wasting.
But it was a good.
yeah, it tamed down a lot. There was a lot of wrecks on Friday night's race, and then on Saturday, but it tamed down a lot on Sunday, which was good, dude. Because with it being slurried and soil tacked and everything over there, that track's a lot faster, and there's a lot of moves that you can make now with it being sealed like that. Moves you couldn't make back like when it was dirt,
Right.
which was crazy. It was a whole different Oak Creek.
Yeah, I made that one on Saturday in the first corner in the main and was gone. Like I checked out. I was done. I'm like, see ya. I don't want to be around.
Oh, yeah,
here
you can
anymore.
hook up in turn one like a freaking nobody's business now.
Yeah.
You don't got to wait for the bike to set in to get on the pedals. You go.
I mean, you got to give it to them over there too. They did a hell of a job. That race was all weekend was ran pretty efficiently, and so
Yeah,
props
it was good. And Mother Nature was good. It wasn't hot. We didn't have that scorcher freaking summer heat that we usually get.
Thank God.
It was hot when I was there, buddy.
Oh yeah,
Just because you were there.
Because
That's the only reason it was hot.
It was only hot when you were on the gate.
That's right, bud.
And then, hey, Jim gives it the old attaboy like this. He goes, yes.
Oh yeah.
I go, hey, it's Hacksaw, and he goes, yeah.
Well, you were pointing at me. I'm coming across the finish line. If you're pointing, I'm gonna get it to you, buddy.
Hell yeah, I give you your 15 seconds of fame, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good day. Sunday was really good.
Is this you were on announcing duty also, Rick?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is you guys talked about this last week, right, on your show?
Which one?
Did you talk about your state final? Was it last week when you were talking about it, or was that
No,
you and I during the week?
It was last week.
Oh, it was last week. Yeah, but
Gotcha.
the final was on Sunday. I did the show on Saturday.
That's right. Is who was your you and Roybal, and who was the third that was announcing with you?
Cindy Collingwood. Twice as nice, Cindy Spice, straight from the Nationals.
Damn, dude.
That's a hell of an announcing crew right there.
Yeah, she was sent to us straight from being Grendel's replacement. She was on the Alert 5, dude, like freaking Maverick on Top Gun. With all that shit going down last week.
I had 3 people last week comment say how they thought she sounded so much like Linda Dorsey.
Yeah.
Right here, dude. Holy cow.
Hacksaw was one of them.
I'm walking through the parking lot there in front of Tangent and all that, and I heard her announcing, and I was like, where's Linda Dorsey at? Like, literally, I got the biggest smile on my face hearing her voice like that. And then I actually went up and talked to her after Saturday and just told her thanks for one, because she's amazing. Like, she's so on it and so crisp with things, unlike these other announcers.
Really crisp. Really crisp. Yeah. I tell you what, I don't know about those 2 other dudes, but boy, she was good.
Yeah, that third dude was really shady.
Roybal? Yeah.
Were all right. That third dude, he's always shady.
Yeah, Roybal.
I had like 3 people talking to say that to me this weekend. Oh my God, you nailed it right on the head. It's crazy. You watch either you race with her listening to her, or you watch races listening to her. I mean, it's so similar. It really was kind of crazy.
I saw some of the clips that you guys were posting. It looked like you guys were all having a really fun time, especially Al. Is that a normal announcing crew for you guys? Do you have like is that you guys all go to the state races?
Usually it's just me and Al.
Just you and Al?
Yeah. We talked her into it a cut like a week and a half before, and was like, "Hey, come on out." I think. Oh well, Al had talked to her in Vegas at the Vegas National, and then he ran into one of her boys up at the national that was up at
Washington.
Columbia River
Yeah.
up there, and was given it was either Pierce or Mackay, because not both of the boys went, no, just one, and was telling them like, "Hey, dude, get your mom, come out to California and all this stuff. You know, it's a good time. Help announce the state finals and all that stuff." And the oldest, he ended up running the Tangent Pro Am. Man, he's good. He's 16X. He ain't no slouch.
Oh, really?
Yeah, man. Pierce was dope. Man, he was in there freaking cutting it up. You know, and it was good. You know, so then you got to see how Al and I do the handoffs and everything, like between doing the pro-ams and some of the older expert classes, like breaking the track down in the first two straights and then pick up the third and fourth and everything, which is something that she's never done before. And she really enjoyed it and took to it like a champ.
Yeah,
like it didn't take her long. She figured it out.
Yep.
And everything. And it was her first time in California, you know, so
Lucky her. Lucky her.
Where's she living now? Is she from
she's
around there?
by Chandler in Arizona.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
She made the trek then.
Yeah. Well, heck, they just
moved from
moved
Iowa,
from Iowa
right?
to Arizona.
I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Well, we had some topics we were going to chat about, and we'll jump into the first one we got here. The one is you brought this up. You did bring this up last week on your show. Some of the shops and skate parks that are closing down. We got Woodward West, Daniel Dares, and Scotty Kramer. Can just go around. What's your temperature check on that, Hacksaw? What do you think's leading to these places closing up?
Well, since I'm very thorough, I reached out to Powder, who owns Woodward West, and I asked him. I said, "Hey, what's the deal?" And basically, there's a couple of things that have led up to it. Economy is one, and they're saying that if you've ever been to Woodward West, it's in Tehachapi, which is in between the Highway 99, Highway 99, US 99, and Bakersfield, California. So Tehachapi sits in the middle there, and then it's actually in Stallion Springs, which is about 12 miles into the sticks. And so they've always had a hard time getting people out there, for one. But I guess the numbers have been down as far as camp is there with they built Woodward Tahoe, they've built Woodward and Park City now, and they're just not drawing the rider base, skateboard, the scooter, the BMX kids. They don't have gymnastics there anymore. They've completely got rid of that program. So it's slowly been on decline. And it's money at the end of the day. They can't afford to keep it open if it's not able to at least sustain itself, and that's kind of like, it was loosely told to me like that. And there's other things, they want to improve this and do that, but they have a lot of money tied into Tahoe up at Boreal, and also on Park City. Both of those sit basically off of Interstate 80, and Woodward Tahoe is open all the time. It's open during the week. You can go in there. It's expensive as hell, but what isn't these days? So they're telling, they're just saying that like it's monetary. It's just people not going there and stuff like that. And then I reached out to another person about Daniel Dare's facility, and this was kind of a surprise to me. I didn't know about Dare's facility shutting down, but they at the end of April, they said that it was going to shut. He said it was going to shut down, and again, the whoever was leasing that warehouse to him like doubled the rent on it. And
damn,
there's been this mass exodus of. So that's right near Protown, right? North Carolina. So when Nyquist kind of stepped away from USA Cycling as the BMX freestyle coach, and whatever happened there, like there's a lot of stuff that happened for him to like walk away from that. It kind of sent a lot of the athletes that were there elsewhere. So Hannah Roberts, who would go there all the time, Paris Benegas, she was living there. They kind of like, they're like, well, Paris moved back to San Diego, and Hannah went back, I believe, to Indiana for a short period, and then she just moved to uh, Salt Lake City, to where the new core park is, and where USA Cycling is teamed up with this core park, and the facility there is basically World Cup, World Championship, and Olympic size venue. So Hannah's able to train there. Paris has a direct line from San Diego up to Salt Lake City, so that's kind of working. And then the guys do also. Justin and those guys, they're all kind of doing that and working there. And I believe, is it Bestwick is the okay. I don't understand this either. Let me go off on a tangent. I don't understand why we have a bunch of Brits running USA Cycling's programs. Nothing against
Bingo.
them. Jamie Bestwick's a badass
Mexican
by
guy
all
on the race
means,
side.
but it doesn't make sense to me. Jamie's staff runs the entire the BMX overall, the whole program, and Jamie's staff is as English as they come. And then Bestwick is right there too, and Jamie Bestwick's badass. Like, he's worked with my kid back in the day and stuff. But I don't understand why we don't have, um, and 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 by all means, like, it's cool that they're helping us, but why we don't have. I understand why Nyquist kind of was asked to leave and why he stepped back, but I just don't understand why we're not replacing him with someone else that like is American, more or less. It's USA Cycling, but I could be like completely off base also, and I don't take anything away from staff. He's a badass, and Bestwick is too, but it just doesn't make sense to me. So I know that they've been redirecting everybody now to the Salt Lake facility to get him there. Um, uh, the Winter Olympics has something to do with it also. I don't know why they directed it there, why they're not going to Southern California. Maybe that was a money issue also, where Core Park built the facility in Salt Lake. And I know Salt Lake City, or Utah in general, anything action sports, they fund. Like, the state is funding or giving money to these different action sports things, like Rampage. They keep it in Utah because the state is actually helping fund that stuff. Um, and then the last one that you kind of mentioned was Scott Cranmer and his family's bike shop. And I think they're just over it.
Yeah.
I think they've been in it so long. I think that shop's been open for like 28 years or something like that.
Yeah, he gave a breakdown on how it was with the bike shop, and then how like it was seasonal with the indoor park, and then it's seasonal with the bike track, and how it would go. And you're like got the rent on both sides, and then you're heavy here, you're slow there, and it kept weighing one or the other. He gave a pretty legit rundown too, with like some of the stuff that his mom would be going through, where people would come in, size up a bike, look for it, and then they would go online and they would see it cheaper online than on the showroom floor,
Exactly.
Yeah. And that's a big thing. I went into a bike shop today looking for shoes for Ricky, to take with me to Kentucky. And I was like, walked in there, I'm like, whoa, dude. Like really no floor selection, handful of e-bikes, maybe a couple Amish bikes, but really nothing really to kind of like keep you in there. And I went and looked at the shoes, and I'm like, I seen the price, and I was like, dude, flashback to the freaking Scotty Kramer video from last week. I was like, man, bro, I'm like, I literally just seen those on like Jensen and Dan's and all this stuff. It's like, bro, I mean, like, I'm talking like a $30 difference for shoes. I was like, oh shit.
And just to back that up, Rick, like, there's a local shop here in town. It's called Bikes Etc. And it was open in the 80s, well into like the early 2000s, and then he closed up shop. So he just opened up again, I don't know, 3 years ago now. And I go in there, I try to support my local shop. And I think we all want to, right? Like, but when I
Yeah.
walk in there, prices, and I'm like, man, Ray, dude, like it's expensive in there. And he has valid points. He says, like, hey, I can't afford to keep my doors open trying to compete for BMX race stuff and specifically race stuff. He goes, because everybody's getting a deal. Like
Oh,
everybody that sets up on the gate thinks that they deserve a factory sponsorship and all this shit. And it's like, and I'm like, dude, I'm coming in to support you because I don't want you to close your doors because you carry good stuff. All of his selection, almost everything he has in there is freestyle stuff. And then the wheelie bikes, like
Yeah.
he's got enough SE whatever bikes to supply a third world country with wheelie bikes. Like, and so it's understandable, like these shops, like Cranmer shop, you know, how it's hard to compete against mail order, you know, and the computer and all that, especially when their overhead is lower. They might be drop shipping, and these guys, you know, they have to bring it in, put it in a case,
And Kramer's
then
shop isn't small either. Kramer's shop isn't
Oh.
your average size kind of bike shop either. It's almost
Right.
like a New Jersey freaking Mike's Bikes. Like that thing's big.
Well, look at Eric's shop in Sac or in right by the track there, you know, Elite.
Yeah,
Dude,
Vendetta. Yeah.
it's huge. And you
Yeah.
walk in there,
Yeah. Eric shop's a good size.
you want to like crawl in the cases and rub all the profile stuff all over. You're like, yeah, like he's
Because
got
he has a lot, everything.
stuff in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, because no one here on the West Coast has as much profile shit as he does.
No one has as much shit, period, as he
Yeah,
does.
he's got stuff. He's got classics. He's got turnkey bikes ready to go. And yeah, he's got stacks on stacks.
Yep.
Like that's
Everything.
legit.
Yeah. And he owns his stock. You know, when he buys it, he owns it. Like, so that helps him stay open by all
Yep.
means. He's not living on the credit lines. And in fact, any of the bicycle, anything, like you're not living off a specialized the credit line anymore to keep your box store open and sell your specialized S works. Like it's not happening because specialized, Trek, Giant,
Yeah.
they're all so thin now because they all mess up. And if everybody would have just listened to Moeller and what he said on Anderson's show there, like
Mhm.
he said, you know, he ordered all those seats and then he was handing out seats for sponsorship. Like it's
Yeah. Whoops.
maybe one of the best lines ever.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, and that's why my shop is so small, is because I do pay cash for everything. That all my parts are paid for, but I don't have a lot of shit sometimes. But
You know, it's crazy. Now, backtracking real quick because I'll forget it. Now, remember, Justin, earlier in the week, we were talking about that one video, the core park, the outdoor one, that video, that drone video of it.
this one
You
right
know,
here.
and with Hacksaw talking about core park, and with everything there in Salt Lake, do you think maybe that took some away from Woodward West? With it being like that Mecca? Because Woodward West was the Mecca. And then here comes Utah. Johnny Utah. It's like Point Break, just boom. And just like, oh, damn. You know,
You
like,
gotta,
man.
you gotta think that it even impacts Park City. And Woodward and Powder Mac, you know, Powder, the company that owns Woodward, they had every opportunity to team up with USA Cycling or you know with the US program for the Olympics.
Yeah.
And who knows what that conversation looks like, you know? Like
What about the just Woodward 20 plus years? Look at the dynamic change in the landscape of bike riding as a whole with more free bike parks to go to, more pump tracks. I got to think that that's got to play part in some of the facilities closing down because free is a pretty nice price tag. And especially with the pump tracks where you can just show up when you want, you know, whenever, with whatever, and ride. And I don't know how many just open bike parks here. We've got some that are just straight up open. You just show up and you can ride the bike park. You know, and then we still have the private parks too, but there's a lot more of them now than 10 years ago to 20 years ago.
yeah, there are. I think it's closing down because Hollywood quit being a coach there. Hollywood and Vincent James they quit going there, so they just closed it down.
It always goes back to Hollywood.
Hollywood.
Probably.
Theory.
When I was with Adam Lab, we used to do the holler for your dollar comps there, and Mike Hollywood was there all the time. Man, he was always accommodating. I'm not saying anybody else at Woodward was never like that, but Hollywood was always like, "What do you guys need? What are we doing?" And like he was involved with it, so it was always kind of a fun atmosphere when it's always fun when that dude's around, right? Like that's Hollywood. Mike Moran. He fell off of the cliffhanger, dude. Like what? You didn't fall off the cliffhanger.
Right, absolutely. I'm pissed off right now because we're supposed to be partying right now. Me and him and Rick, and because of fucking we were going to be Frogtown. He was going to be here yesterday. He was supposed to be your last night. Stay the night here. Then we're all going to Frogtown together, camping together, staying together, and the party was going to be on. And just because there's no race,
been there too, buddy.
Just because there's no race, he ain't going to come over. I mean, geez, it's not that long of a drive from Prescott, Arizona. Come on.
It's only 14 hours.
Yeah.
14 hours?
Yeah.
Like
12.
Yeah, probably. Like 12. Because, like, he's in the middle.
It's a haul. I mean, I know why he's not here, but it's a haul. But I was looking forward to
He's
this
in
weekend.
some elevation, too.
Yeah, I was really looking forward to a good weekend this weekend.
Yeah, and talking like prices too. So like tomorrow I'm racing downhill, right? I mean, it's everywhere, right? The bike shops, the leases, the rent, and all this stuff. So tomorrow I'm racing downhill at Dodge Ridge. My lift ticket and entry fee is still cheaper than going up to like North Star up there by where Jim is, and it's just like that pay and it's
an hour and a half closer.
An hour and a half closer for me too. But still, I like going to North Star. But man, dude, that's like shit. That covers your gas right there. I like having that price break.
Mickey?
They got just amount. I mean, maybe about half. Not as many trails, but they do have more trails.
Yeah,
now
not half,
they're getting more.
Yes, they are.
But then it's just like, man, dude, it plays a freaking big part. And they're both only open on the weekends too, which is kind of weird. During snow season, they're open all damn day, every day. But for mountain bike season, they're only open on the weekends.
Right.
And it kind of sucks. It's like, oh, dude, you want to go take a Friday and a Saturday, and then use that Sunday to drive home or just chill and relax after riding trails all day. It's a tough one.
Yeah. $100 to race and get a lift ticket and an hour and a half to get there, or $100 for a lift ticket and 3 hours to get there.
Without your race fee.
With no race fee, just a lift ticket.
Well, Rick, you got to come up and I'll take you across the highway from North Star and blow your mind.
Let's go.
You have to pedal uphill?
No, we can shuttle it.
Good.
And then when you get down to the bottom, we if you have beer and somebody's driving by, you just hitch a ride back up. Like literally some road sodas and you're good to go.
You're in like Flynn, baby.
And it's funny that the trails aren't beat like North Star.
Yeah, Dodge is the same way. That race last week or 2 weekends ago we went to, dude, you want to talk about beat? I'm like, I'm not that experienced of a mountain biker. I'm like, I wrecked twice or 3 times. Twice for OTB in practice.
And it wasn't low. It was like baking soda.
Soft, like that deep. You couldn't tell how deep it was. I'm like,
dust.
Yeah,
big time.
No water whatsoever.
Yeah, you ain't lying.
I get it. It's mountain biking. It's not supposed to be perfect, but when your tire drops that far in and you don't know how it's going to be this deep or it's going to be this deep, it's kind of rough, especially for.
It's a good thing Rick didn't fall in it. We'd still be looking for him.
Oh yeah, dude, you wouldn't have. I could have disappeared, dude. It was like Mario Brothers Warp Zone, dude.
Yeah, I hit one on his bike, so he couldn't lose. I couldn't lose him.
I got air tags now for me to keep track of where I'm at.
Some Mike Leeds, Scott.
Yeah, so I mean, just to wrap that up, like I think that everybody's experiencing this crunch and money, and they're raising these prices. Everywhere's going. It's getting expensive everywhere.
Yeah,
like
there was a video I shared from Breaking Free Skate Park, more of a skateboard park, and he broke down how his rent in the commercial building goes up no matter what. Minimum goes up no matter what, and he broke the math down on what that literally equates to at the door, right? And if he does a 5-year lease, it's, I think he said, was it 2 or 5% every year? It just goes up. And that's not even what your common area maintenance fee could be. He does a great job. It's on the ATB page. Check it out. But taking that into consideration of, it's a percentage of the square footage rate. Like it can be, it really hit bottom line the way it was broke down. Like, oh wow, so that's like when you go to Ray's here on the in Cleveland, it's about a $35 day, $40 day to ride. That's still pretty inexpensive, I think. Where you can go,
or an indoor place, yes.
Dude, that's pretty dope. $35.
Yeah, it's right around. That's on the weekend. And if you go for like 2 days, it's a little cheaper, because you get a 2-day pass there.
Shit, we got double pointers that are $40 out here, dude. I would go spend 35 to race indoors.
Dude,
and
not race, that's just
that's the mountain bike park, Rick. That's the one, the mountain bike park that we go to, Ray's, the mountain bike park.
Yeah, the mountain bike park.
No, I know. I'm saying that's 30. That's $35. But I'm saying like we got double point races.
And you can ride all day. You have to take 3 laps.
And it's 3 laps for $40.
So
hey, you get 5 laps. You get 2 practice.
Yeah,
laps.
I was gonna say. So there was the old general manager that worked there one time. We had a big group going down. I was like, hey, man, I thought it was a big group. And then I realized we're going to Ray's. A big group at Ray's, like 100 people. I was like, hey, is there anything we can do on like admission fees? We bring a big group down. He says, tell them this. You can go to the National next week and pay $60, whatever it is to race, get your 2 practice laps, get your 3 laps, or you can come here for $20 less and ride the whole day. I said, sold. It was, yeah.
Wasn't a hard sell.
Did you
use Strava as your transponder?
Yeah, there you go. Look, man, the way they keep building there, I'm going to need Strava on my BMX bike just to find my way back to the front door.
It's that big, huh?
Oh, it's I think it's over 200,000 square feet indoors now. They keep adding.
Oh, good Lord.
It's
I see a lot of videos from it, but I never really seen the grasp of how big it is.
It's
we have to go back there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's something worth a weekend to come out, stay. We'll go down to, and like I said, it's in an old rayon textile factory from like World War II, and they just keep buying more of the building and keep adding on, and it's cool because you see your money going back into the place, so it's always something new.
Ray.
Yeah, you see it on their social media that they're always like upgrading or
every year,
like a section shut down, and they're freaking boom. They got like lumber just boom stacked up, and
yeah, they don't mess around when they do a change.
They ain't playing.
When they shut down for spring summer, they find part of the park, redo it, and then add. So like one year they just the COVID year they had to shut down. Then they figured out how to reopen it. In the meantime, they added a whole skate park in there, hidden away, tucked away. You kind of got to know the way to get back to it. And that skate park's like as big as most private skate parks you'd go to on the East Coast and ride. And that's just a little
park hidden on an indoor facility. You have a skate park hidden.
Yeah.
That's the kind of shit I'm talking about right there.
Dude, you end up riding in the rafters.
Cool.
You're in the rafters of that place riding at one point on the cross country. Did you make it up there, Jim?
So I know Ray, unfortunately he had that bad accident.
Yeah.
He's paralyzed from the neck down.
Mm-hmm.
So Ray was smart. He bought the first building originally.
Yep.
And then he did the legwork to get that thing sponsored. And it was interesting. And the dude is a great guy, man. He was always like, I remember going to mountain bike events, like Red Bull events and stuff, and competing. And Ray was always there. He was always talking to people, getting them to come. I have a real close friend, Toledo Joe Preisel. Joe built Rays.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, I was there when Joe was building it, and riding and having fun and just being complete jackasses and everything else. And the beauty of Ray was he was always like kind of, be a jackass. That's fine. Like ride your bike, have fun. And whomever, I don't know who's taken it over since then, but I know that they've just done an excellent job continually putting back into it. And you can see it like you're saying, like they're tearing down full sections, rebuilding them as they're building something new also.
Yeah.
And that's commendable, but they're smart too. They don't bite off more than they can chew. They're, it's, and they closed down in that summertime because why wouldn't you? Everybody's going to be outside.
Well, there's right behind Ray's is a first class pump track outside that Ritz built. You can go to where is it at? Cleveland. You go a little farther down the road, and there's an outdoor, like, just show up and ride the park. Somebody in the chat tell me the name of it. I'm forgetting it right now. Scott Lachansky. I know you know which one I'm trying to think of. There's like a couple other parks like that too that are more the mountain bike park, but the BMXers go ride at them, and they're just open. But Cleveland Area Mountain Bike Association is huge there, and that's who he'd ride with. They always would migrate there in the winter and still do. And yeah, it's a big cycling area, so they do a really good job. And I'll tell you, dude, they reuse almost everything there. It's wild. Like 2x4s that might be the braces or 2x6s for like the under of the ramp. They'll when they tear them apart, they'll chop them up and lay them in and make berms out of them. And your tire don't slide or nothing. It's wild. Yep.
Oh, sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, wood ain't
Cliffs,
cheap. You gotta
thanks.
reutilize that stuff.
Yeah, Cliffs in Cleveland. Look that one up too. That's a really nice outdoor place too. They all work together, everything works. They all work together. They all mountain
Like
bikers,
Florida.
BMXers. Yeah.
That's a novel fucking idea.
It is, isn't it?
Man,
Yeah.
working together? Never heard of such a thing.
Get out of here with that shit. That don't happen in real life.
I know, especially in the bicycle world, right? Like, why would you want to work with the track that's 30 miles away and actually get shit done? You should all be butting heads with each other all the time.
Yeah.
They do.
Fighting over those.
Down to art, brother.
Fighting over the 12 motos or 20 motos, especially like at the end of summer.
But each track's getting 12, and if the 12 showed up at the other track, you'd have 20 motos,
Yeah.
and then the other track would get 20 motos, and then the other track would get 20 motos, and it's like this never-ending cycle of stupidity that.
Just work together. You can get more people there. Then other people show up and see more people and come back.
Nah. That makes sense.
That's silly.
It's such a silly idea.
Kind of show you guys running over there anyway. Yeah, that's too bad. I mean, it would really be nice if they did, but obviously we don't at all.
Some do. I mean, there's a handful.
We have a handful that we deal with.
We need
yes.
2 handfuls.
Yeah.
We need more than
Only
just a
thing is, our
handful.
handful, they're so far apart from each other.
Yeah.
Bakersfield, Mans, like Reedley, I mean, Elkhorn. I mean, they're just so far apart that it's hard for them to do anything together. But what do you do? Can't make them do it.
Old school
The
said.
tracks that want to do it are all about it. The tracks that don't want to do it won't even talk about it.
So silly.
Especially like ours, local ones. So they don't even talk about it.
Hey, real quick, who was the 2 weeks ago? You had a new TO on your guys' show. What was his name again?
Oh yeah, Nate Howard he took in over Whittier or Lancaster, down in SoCal.
Nice.
Yeah.
That was a great interview. That was a lot of props to him.
That's a good one.
He said great interview. We don't even do interviews,
We
bro.
barely do them. Yeah,
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. He seemed very. He seems the right fit for that.
He does. He's very positive. He's got a good outlook, and he's already seen the bullshit. Just do what you got to do and make it happen. I mean,
so we're on deck to get 2. So his is going to be done and be getting certified here at the end of the year. We got the one way up north in McKinleyville, just outside of Samoa, that they're getting approved like October 1st. I believe USA BMX is coming out to sign off on it and everything and put it on the track register. So we're getting 2 more tracks and hopefully we get a handful more.
Hill too.
Morgan Hill with Nick Valencia's, and then for some reason, which was weird, in the pool magazine said Chico's set to open up in the middle of next month.
I was just going to ask you that.
I mean,
No, it said 26. It said 26.
middle of next year.
Well, it doesn't take that long to build a track. You got to get on all that red tape first.
It's been like
3 years.
It's been years.
Yeah.
Is that the one that was?
Built it backwards?
Is that the one that they were talking about in the ethos section in the back of the magazine? Was it?
Yeah, the one they built backwards to begin with and tore it down.
They put the starting hill where the finish line was supposed to go, and the finish line was
minor details.
Minor details, yeah.
Minor flesh wound, man.
Jim wasn't on site. That was a problem.
Then Porta Potty 6 freaking Facebook breaks on company time.
There was no save the Porta Potty 9. They even had the number upside down.
They had They had Porta Potty 69. Sweet.
No, they had just nine.
Yeah.
No,
And
no.
it was
No, I
supposed
don't
to be a
want to see
96.
69.
It was supposed to be a 96 and turned out being a 69.
Oh, that what it was?
Yeah, I saw Mike Lee last weekend, which was awesome. Dude,
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
seeing
It's
walking
always
around,
good.
big old
Hey,
smile
Mike
on
Lee,
his
actually,
face.
he's in the chat.
And I was talking to him a little bit, and he's just like, "Yeah, I guess they're getting ready to start the bike park in Chico."
Yeah.
And then from there, like I was like, "Well, what about the BMX track?" And he kind of smiled at me and was like, "Yeah, BMX track, yeah." And
Mhm.
you know, left at that. But it's just interesting that like and look at this dynamic. The bike park's getting built. The old Chico BMX track was great, right? Like it was fun. Like that thing, it was fast. You
It was
crash
great.
on it, you were ripping all the skin off your body. It was amazing.
You could. And you can watch sprint cars.
Yeah,
Like just like
you
going
could be in the
to more.
gate and watch sprint cars in turn 3.
Yeah. It was fantastic.
So, but then it gets closed and there's all this talk and then they make it backwards. And all this shit's going on.
Which is so hard to just kind
everybody
of
just
grasp.
sits there and scratches their head every time I tell the story. And just, you know, Jim's got that smile. It's just like people,
What the fuck
people
happened?
look at you and they're like,
They did what? Huh?
"Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they really."
Is there an
they
answer
built
to how
backwards.
it got built backwards? I mean, reading the blueprint can't be that hard.
They apparently so because they're. If I remember
Maybe
right, they were out there.
microdosing.
They're out there and they're checking the track, right? Like they built the track. The track was done. They were getting ready to like, okay, cool, we can start asphalting the turns. And they're on top of the starting hill, and they're like, wait, why is the sun in our face? We were supposed to build the track to where in the twilight time with the sun going down, the sun's not supposed to be in our face. And then that's when oh shit.
Could you imagine being there and seeing him do that? Oh, what the?
Yeah.
Just flip the prints over. It's like, wow. That's kind of
The
stupid.
big N, there's a big
Right?
giant N with an arrow. That means
Yeah.
north.
No.
You're all
man.
welcome.
No.
There's your lesson
That
for the
can't
night.
be right. That can't be right.
All
Yeah.
that architecture school, I just taught everybody something. The N means north.
That's it. They didn't have their compass.
No, they
freaking-
thought it stood for gnarly.
It didn't have
It's gonna be a gnarly
di-
track.
Just look at the shadows, man.
I heard that. I'm like, wow. I've made some mistakes. And, you know, when I ran jobs and fucking plants and stuff, I've made some mistakes, but
They were looking at
never nothing like that.
They're
I
looking-
didn't build a whole goddamn whole process line, and
They're looking at a
Oh, fuck,
sundial
oh,
instead of the
backwards.
compass. Like
or it's
shit.
so all sloped the wrong way. You know, hey, that's supposed to go to the tank, not back to the filler. Oh shit, no, that never happened. Good lord.
Yeah,
That's
but
just
the
crazy.
dynamic where the bike parks, they're like that. They get built. The municipality gets the plans, it's done. And this BMX track that was kind of legendary, Chico, we're still waiting for a new track. I want to go to Chico and race. Like,
Yeah.
by all means, you know, like, but well, and then you have a whole crew in Chico that was supporting that track. Like, I don't know how many motos they had locally, but there was a pretty good sizable number there. And where did they go? Hopefully they're going to Oak Creek. Hopefully they're going to Redding. You know, like they're hitting up the area around there. But damn it, man, don't leave the BMX track out to hang like that when, you know, the bike park goes in right away. Why? Oh, because mountain bikers are going to use it. And you got some fuckhead on a Suron going to go and ride around on it. Like, build the BMX track. That's the base of it. Like, that's where they're getting the idea for the bike park from anyway. So,
Right. But how many cities have we had that happen to? You know, Stockton lost their track, Vanessa lost their track, Sonoma lost the track, Merced lost the track. I mean, the list goes on, especially in SoCal, Orange Y, Owen Show, Ontario. I mean, down there is a little bit easier just to bounce another track. But you're talking about Chico, they're kind of in the middle of nowhere. I mean, there's only so many tracks up there, and none of them are really close.
But population-wise, like they got a big population.
They
Like,
got a fucking college there. Fuck yeah, they got a population
111,000 compared to our 90,000 that we have. I mean, dude, they could turn out some freaking
Nag number
riders.
ones.
They could, yeah.
Well, it's not just Chico, though. It's Oroville. It's all those little towns up in there.
Ain't
Yeah.
no one from Oroville racing BMX, bro.
You get
They
Marysville.
don't have enough
You get
teeth.
Marysville.
They don't have enough teeth to race BMX.
Hey, I remember the skate park in Oroville, the indoor one, NorCal ramps, and that place was packed every time I went over
Really?
there.
Dan, that joke didn't go very well, did it?
I got it.
I've been to Oroville.
I got
Man, it didn't work for you.
I thought you were. I thought you were taking a
Marysville.
jab at my hometown
Hey,
again.
Oroville has they sell more aluminum foil than Oroville sells more aluminum foil than anywhere else in the United States. So you can go you can take your theory from there. Yeah. A lot of aluminum foil.
Remember Marysville?
Yes, that was fun. I remember last time we raced Marysville, I was a state qualifier. We got done, we went down the river, they had a rope bridge. Right there right by the track, there's a rope bridge by the river. And me and the boys all stopped there and swam for 2-3 hours. I mean, it was that was the last race they had, was a state qualifier, I think. That
Yeah.
was gotta be 08, 09, something like that. I'm guessing.
They had reopened it. I know that, and then it closed again.
Right.
You were saying about the bike parts opening. You think a lot of times the municipality likes to get involved with those just due to the fact that it's for everybody, not just specific category.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Because if you look at what that pump track is doing now, they're paved. Everybody wants a paved pump track. And then you're servicing scooter, skateboard, BMX, mountain bike, the one-wheel dudes that are eating shit on them, and it's kind of funny when they crash.
That is great. That is a good time.
Yeah. So you're servicing a wider user base, and it makes sense, right? They're easy to maintain. They're paved. Upfront cost is, they're probably getting up near $1 million now to have a company come in and build it. But you're getting 10 to 12 years out of a facility, and that's important. Like, I can understand why the municipalities are doing that.
Yeah, I know.
Makes sense.
You don't, one, you don't need a license. You don't need a volunteer group to run them, to like your point. So there's the asphalt, no maintenance. It's good to go. Drop them in, let them go. And I know a big one is if you build them ADA accessible, which just is the width of the obstacle, that there's a lot of funding that comes in right immediately as soon as you make it ADA compliant for a wheelchair. So if they want to,
60 inches get you $600,000.
there you go. That goes a long ways building a pump track.
Hell yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Wow,
The BMX track.
Chris said in fruit booters.
A loop in it.
I forgot about them damn fruit booters. I didn't know they were still around.
That's what happens when you know someone from the city of Chico who works there and is in the know, and she rides bikes as well. She just commented on the chat room.
Part of the issue with Chico's, the bike is
pretty
funded.
cool.
Oh,
Gotcha.
There you go. It's funded by private money.
All right.
Stupid fruit boosters at the pump tracks.
Well, the place, got 8 wheels of tear. The earlier we were talking about that Cleveland Cliffs Park. That's actually part of their park system. So they built that through their park system. Which.
Oh, really?
Yep. Yeah. So they, if you got that municipality money, good on you.
I'll take some of that, please.
Yeah.
I'll take municipality money for 100.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Wow, that's crazy.
I'm excited. I want to go back to Chico and race BMX. Like,
I'd love to do that, but I want to go back and ride Bidwell Park as well and go swimming in that pool that the river feeds. I mean, yeah, we worked up there for a while, and after I'd already ridden there or raced there, then I went back up there to work for a few months. And me and Toffanelli, we'd ride up that Bidwell Park, ran into a golf course. Oh, damn, they have a bar.
Mm-hmm.
What a bad thing. Stop, have a beer, watch the deer run around on the golf course, ride back down, jump in the pool that's fed from the river, that's nice and cool and fresh. And yeah, I like that place. That's a good place to go ride.
There's quite a few people joining in the chat. Wheeler, Hillary,
popping.
Yeah. You guys got any questions? You got comments you want to bring up? Bring them in the chat. Rick or myself will grab them and bring them in for you guys. You guys want to talk about that next topic? The one.
Next one, bring it on.
The one. Well, there's been a lot of shit going on. It's the one. What changes we got? Do we think we need for BMX to grow?
Well, this will be funny because I wonder who's going to go tattletale later on.
No, they be trolling the page. They already know. They got nothing else to do.
Yeah, they're already in there.
They got nothing else better to do. They're already watching. I thought it was kind of funny though that you got to have your Flow TV membership to watch a Gold Cup freaking weekend up at Washington.
It's going to have what 120 motos maybe.
They had 94 today. I was like,
old school said 90. Yeah.
I was like, damn, dude.
So they're running.
Like I said, I don't pay attention too much to the Gold Cup because it's kind of like fizzled out here on the West Coast and everything with our state series being so big, you know, and most everybody goes and saves their funds to go hit nationals, you know, because we hardly have any, you know. And I was like, oh, dude, on Flow TV, got freaking SeaTac Pro National with the Gold Cup finals. I was like, what? You gotta have Flow to watch the Gold Cup? Like,
and
I would have just put it on. It's like freaking like background, you know, it's tinkering in the house, you know, or whatever. But
and it's a pro stop too.
Yeah, I think there's one more too. So
that's why you got to pay for it.
Central Gold Cup finals or something. Someone had chimed in on the page yesterday when I posted it up because I had someone send it in. They're like, you believe me that freaking you need a Flow TV thing to watch the Gold Cup finals now? And I was like, you do? And then they sent over the flyer and I was like, oh shit. I was like, oh damn, it is a pro race. I'm like, oh goddamn.
I think
I thought it was a national. I thought it was another one up there.
I think as a bike racer, that's pretty cool. That like, hey, I'm gonna go to my Gold Cup and there's a pro race at it. That'd be kind of neat. I don't know how, like you're saying, that gonna watch the thing, how it works out, if that's gonna help increase people going or not. No, that one didn't. I was trying to find the schedule.
They can't be making money with that. They can't be making any money. Who's going to pay for it? I mean, there are people that pay for it. Hey, number one in your heart.
Number one in your heart. Yeah, dude. I don't know. I mean, I already got one because of like with the NASCAR shit, the races that I watch.
Yeah,
you know. But I don't know. I just don't see it out there. People are saying that they're not seeing it in the payouts. You know, there's not really like that title sponsor. I think what they got G-Shock watch now.
Isn't
Go something is like,
is GoPro still on there? Or are they not?
No, GoPro's gone. No, it's like G-Shock watches or something is like the title sponsor of the Pro Series.
Dude, this is
that's cool.
Dirt TV. Really? G-Shock?
I think so. Yeah.
Wow.
That's kind of a cool sponsor, but that ain't going to cover that. They ain't going to cover it all.
I think
Right.
it is.
You know, they don't sell that many watches. All right, they used to. It's like Swatch. Swatch needs to come back and be a sponsor.
Well,
they sponsor stuff in Europe,
right?
That's
crazy.
Yeah, G-Shock. Yeah, I pulled up the picture again.
Those are good watches.
Yeah, G-Shock. I don't know. I mean, I still think you need some kind of like a bigger kind of title sponsor or something to really make it.
So if they're now
like,
a title
kind of more
sponsor,
legit, I guess. I don't know.
If they've got them as a title sponsor, they got the Flow program going. You just said you haven't seen a change in the payouts yet. Is there maybe payouts? Are they paying farther down and we're not seeing it? Like they pay more for 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th or something?
I'm not.
I feel like you guys might know this.
I don't know. I know I heard some people say it's for the end of the year payouts. And it's like, well,
okay.
Those guys got billed. The pros got billed right now. I mean,
right.
I'm sure they'd rather much have the extra money now than later in the year when they're in debt or whatever.
Or
you know,
losing their house or whatever it is.
Yeah, I don't know.
Took out all the money they make all year long, you know.
The 5th credit card.
Here's a payday bar and $20 and a G-Shock watch. Congratulations.
He might get an electric bike.
Nick Valencia says the year-end payout is higher and deeper.
Payouts.
Yeah, whatever. They're getting paid. That's all that matters. I mean, they got to make some money. They're putting their like Anthony Pasquale is perfect example. He's pro, and he got hurt at one point, and he's like, the risk versus reward just isn't there. I get broke off. He won an A Pro National in Reno. Didn't even pay for his fucking hotel for the weekend.
Jesus.
He made $300 fucking for winning. It's like, fuck. I'm here for 3 days, 2 nights in a hotel, plus gas, plus eating.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't worth it. And I get broke off, and I got to pay doctor's bills, and I'm going to be out of work for fucking a month. I mean, for what? At least if you get hurt playing football, you got a fucking $1 million fucking paycheck going in your account every year.
According to Nick Valencia, says it's added at least estimated $21,000 total. So that would be to men and women, and
which
spread across the board.
That's a great start. That's good for that. Good
Absolutely.
on that, man. I'd like, just like you guys, it'd be cool to see 20 grand paid out at each national for these pros. Like,
not everyone's going to make $160,000 like Greg Hill did in a year.
Those days are past.
Yeah,
You're talking, what, 98, 99? That wasn't the last time that shit was happening. It'll never happen again. Well, it might happen again. You can't say that. But those dudes they're at the front end of it too. Like, they became heroes. Stu Thompson. You mentioned Stu Thompson and people you don't know, and somebody's be like, "Oh, Stu Thompson, Red Line or whatever," like Stompin' Stu,
right?
They were household names back then, and now, dude, we barely There's Cam Larson and Cam Wood and what's his name, Drew Polk. Can you name other Americans right now that are elite? Or I don't know what to call them anymore. They've changed the stupid names so many times. You don't know what to call them. Are they double A?
Most of the names are foreigners.
Yeah.
The Nick Keemans, the George O'Days, all those guys, because they take it serious over there. Those guys are getting paid.
Yeah.
Old School said the Hardesty Gold Cup final is the pro race coming up in 2 weeks.
Okay. Thanks.
So that's another pro race. So you got
in 2 weeks.
You got Seattle this weekend, and then in 2 weeks you got the Hardesty one.
Right.
Huh.
It was what was it? There was another. Was it? I think it was Dirty Knobs or something. One of the other podcasts or something. They were talking about the one other thing that the pros now don't have that was back in the day, which was huge, is the contingency sponsorship. Like a lot of those guys, a lot of the pros back in the day, they were making more money off their contingency sponsors than their main sponsor.
Oh, that was when
That's something that's filled up. Like maybe if that was something to come back, where if. Because I know we had that in NASCAR was our contingency sponsorship money, which was good.
All the stickers on your car.
If you had those stickers and you ran this, or you had these parts and these tools, hey, dude, you got a little extra coin. It'd be like guys that are running. Like if you got a contingency sponsor through Tioga Tires or V Tire, or Tangent Bars, or just some of the other products out there. If there was that contingency sponsor for some of the pros.
Well, Nick just dropped.
That'd be a big one.
Nick dropped the truth bomb. That ties back to what Hacksaw said earlier. No companies can pay contingencies because nobody pays retail.
That's true. No one pays retail. I can't even sell. I don't even try sell shit for retail. I'm just not a very good businessman. You come to my house and want to buy something, I'm going to give you. I'm just stupid. I don't know, whatever. But I always give everybody a break. I mean, I don't know. Can't remember the last time I charged. I sold a brand new fucking $500 helmet, and I didn't get $500 for it. Only met the guy 3 times, and then still didn't get $500 for it. Son of a bitch.
That's a good point, Nick. Yeah, it was that was Cruz that was talking.
What did 09 pay back in the day? Like Ronnie Anderson ran a 09 plate, and that motherfucker was making money, dude.
Big, and he still owed money by them.
He still is.
But 09 can't sell enough number plates now because the market's so saturated. And then everybody's like, "Hey, check me out. I'm 15 intermediate. My kid's a 15 intermediate, and he got 3rd at the NorCal State Finals. So he needs to be sponsored by 09." And it's like, well, if you don't sponsor him, we're going to go find it somewhere else. We'll go over to Rich and TJ and get a tangent plate.
Good luck with that one. 59, you don't get sponsored. You get put on a local team, and you deal with it until you get fast enough to be factory. That's all there's to it.
But then even the local teams are getting hooked up. Like that's where it's becoming this, like, it's lopsided, right? Like I'm on a local team, and I'm I'm like, here, dude, I'm paying full price for it, even though Drew can get me stuff through Misfits, and I'm like, no, dude, I'll just pay full price for it. Like, I would rather keep my team going and keep whatever company that we're using in business. Like, I think that's more important to me. And I don't know. I know there's other people like that out there doing that, but you get parents that come in that used to race BMX and they're getting hooked up, and now here's their kid, and they're like, well, my kid should be hooked up too. It's like, no, dude. Like, sponsorships back in the day, you earned them.
I'm not going to lie. My team,
Yeah.
everything I can buy, I get on cost, they pay cost plus 10%, but that's for my team. That's just because it's expensive. I realize it is expensive for sport, and I buy them a jersey, and that's it. You got to buy a helmet and pants to match, but I'll give you cost plus 10% on all the parts you want, everything, every vendor I got, just to help them out, because I know especially if you have more than one kid. We got one family, we got 3 of them. Good Lord, break the bank and do some shit like that. So
yeah,
but
and
you can't do it with everybody.
I don't blame the local teams either. Like, BMX is getting expensive. Like, and we all know that. So of course, everybody's going to be looking for the deals, but at some point in time, it has to bend back the other way, where it's like, hey, dude, you're not going to get your Kuwahara ET bike for $30. You got to pay $300 for it. Like, like, come on, it's only fair. Like, because without profile making cranks, without box making stems, if those companies go out of business, where does BMX turn to at that point? And it's not just the race at that point, it's freestyle also. Like, Rich, Tangent runs and Rift, they run on a very thin line, dude. Like, I talked to Rich, and he told me one time, I make one mistake, I'm done. So everything he has to do is very calculated. So he can't just be handing out stuff. Like, and I've walked over to Tangent before to buy something, and TJ's like, oh, just give me this. I'm like, no, I'm paying full price. Like, no, I'm not. I don't need the deal. Thank you very much. But I would rather pay full price and keep you open than get my bro hookups everywhere and all that. Like, but then everybody expects them too. Well, you gave him a deal.
Dude,
me a deal.
The entitlement, can be insane. Like, I've seen that. Yep.
Well, let's talk about Pelton again. With on that thin line that Jim's talking about. But then look at like the R&D, how much it took to get the Rift frame to evolve to where it is now. All that, the bars, the stems, and then now you're talking about like the teams. Look at like we got 2 big banging local teams that are Rift Tangent, Bayer Dynamics and Robbie's 21 Productions, and they are deep in freaking Rift Tangent equipment. But now look at the bike shop and factory team level 2 that Rich and TJ
Sharks
also support. I mean, the Sharks are up there.
Their own team.
Black Widows, their own team. Like, damn, dude. Like, that is hustling. That is getting it,
Yep.
Dave Berquist comments, all factory sponsorships should only get 10 to 15% max, under 16. Put the money back out to the pros. All factories need to get on the same page. I agree. Because when it comes to what you were talking, Mike, about, you got 3 people, the family with 3 kids that race, right? I'm just going to use them as an example. I've always said, because tracks charging for racing, sometimes it seems like a race to the bottom when they forget they also have to buy trophies and buy things to upkeep their facility because they want to spend other people's money. And I've yet to see a movie theater where if I have 3 kids and I show up and say, well, I have 3 kids, can I get a deal? Like, it doesn't work that way. And I understand you're doing it because you're a good guy. That part I get. But that entitlement finds itself in BMX. And like when I worked at the bike shop, I didn't see that with mountain bikes. I don't see that in big bikes either. Like the big bike guys will just, the guys and gals, if it's what it is, it is. There you go. And I don't see that happen in motocross at one of the bike shops I go to. Like them guys come in and buy the stuff. It's in the showcase. It says it's $80. It's $80, and they're not asking just whoever behind the counter, can I get a deal? But I do see it with BMX. Which where did this come from? That's my where and how.
Well, and like, let's go back just a couple minutes ago. We
Yeah.
were talking about like how like the contingent sponsors and like the money that was being tossed around back in the day, right? So I was watching Danny Pena and Kevin Wilson on BMX Experts. They always do the BMX trivia, right? And it was like, I want to say it was like the era was 88 or 89. What was the price you can get a frame and fork for a CW? What was a frame and fork for a GT? And it was like, oh, $189.99 for a frame and fork.
Yep.
Like at the heyday.
I've got magazines here from
Like,
91 to show
the
the
trivia.
prices.
Their trivia is Danny comes out with some great shit, and I love watching their podcast. Their trivia is dope.
And it was funny
on
even
how
back,
they do that. And
back-
it's like, fuck, dude, a frame and fork for $189.
Yeah, but
back
what
then,
does
you look
that
at
correlate?
the
What is
brands
that?
that were the most expensive weren't even the best ones. I mean, you'd have Bosch, you'd have CW, you'd have Hutch, you'd have this, you'd have GT, you'd have whatever. And the ones you were now are the most expensive weren't the most expensive back then. It'd only be $10 or $20 difference. But I mean, it's like go from
Okay.
140 to 160 is like
I see.
frame of forks, $160 fucking dollars.
Yeah, well, what would that correlate now?
Frame and fork, not just the frame. Frame and
Right.
fork.
You said this
Right.
was what, 80 what? Like the end of
Is
This
'80s?
is
it
91
like-
for mine.
oh,
My magazine is
88.
91.
Oh, it's like 88 was the trivia that they were doing on the,
Okay,
on the recent
so
show.
What do you think
That
that
was
would?
with the one with Steve Veltman.
What do you
that we
think that
just
would
did.
correlate to now, like in today's price?
Shit.
$700, $500?
Frame and fork.
Well, like if it
Yeah.
was like calculate inflation in from, you said
$800.
would it be okay? So
Yeah.
okay,
That's what they're going for.
I'd say it's like a seven to between 7 and 8. You
I-
figure most frames are like 5, right? A good
No, most frames now are 7.
or,
Yeah.
well, yeah.
S squared, Claiborne, whatever. They're $700.
$699.
You're like,
Yep.
so, yeah. So say 6, say 2. Yeah, you're like, yeah, you're there, man.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, how much they're getting for these frames and forks? It's like, holy shit, dude! Look at this magazine, 91, $180. I get a Hutch frame and fork, Cruiser 20, didn't matter what it was, a JMC long and whatever I wanted. But now, good Lord, try to buy a JMC. You better take a mortgage out on your house.
Well, yeah, it was like shit. I wanted a VFR. VFR went for like 190 full bike.
so
And then you got in like the 240 range was a Interceptor, and then it went like 270, 280, or 290 for the Mach 1.
so the
Mach 1. Yeah. Yep.
so you
You
said
know?
how much was it? 189. You said for frame and fork.
Something like that, yeah.
All right,
that-
so
yeah.
in 91 for $189 if it was inflated to today's number per this calculator I just found on Google, $448.
I won a National Pro frame and fork at 30 Fest this year. And I wound up training to Uncle Donnie. But then he sends me a post from his, because he knows the guy that owns Pro Neck. And sends me a post what they want for that frame. They wanted like $700 or $800 for this frame of forks.
Jesus.
And I'm like, it's old school geometry, short as fuck. Can't ride it.
But so
And you want $800 for this frame of forks that I just won in a raffle? I mean, granted, it doesn't matter what I won it. It doesn't tell what the price is, but it's a bike you can't race currently. Your 10-year-old can, but it's heavy as fuck compared to anything else he's going to ride.
You go, yeah. I mean, the way the vintage races keep popping up, sure, that'd be something cool. That'd be dope.
Absolutely.
You know,
you're
I mean, Donnie is done. He's
but heck,
rebuilt.
even running the vintage races, like the old school kind of like layouts on the new modern shit is fun. You run a modern frame and fork with some old freaking Tiogas or Comp 3s.
Jesus,
That's a good
Dave.
time.
Two things.
You're right. No, and
you're
we all pay $700 for a frame, Nick. And
yeah.
yes, Scott, that JMC was a flexing piece of shit. You're absolutely right. And it broke all the time.
So you're pointing on the old school stuff. That's another one that like people don't bicker over the price of that stuff. They pay
No.
for it. Like it's back
Outrageous.
so well that stuff I messaged you about those hubs and rims like I honestly, the dude asked me, and I was so far off. I'd have been like, I don't know, $80, $100. They're old.
Yeah, I mean, and
But-
I was pushing it with my estimate, but it's like they're hard to find, but they're not that in demand. I mean, they're great wheels.
Yeah.
The old Mavic hoops where the spokes were really spread out on the outside. I don't even remember what hubs were in it, but
DX.
GTs, GT Mohawks or something.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, the people want them, but they're not going to pay. They're not going to like they are going to pay for a T1000s that have flames on the side of them.
I jumped online and found them for exactly what you said. Yeah, that is
Look at me go,
dude. Like,
attaboy.
and no one even
Fucking did
balks
something
at
like
it.
this week.
But Berquist brought up something too. He said he just went to a high school football game, $10 to park, $12 to watch. Yeah, like damn, that ain't
Really?
cheap. Yeah.
My boy, I take my boy. He plays volleyball for at junior high. It cost me and my wife $5 a piece to get in and watch a volleyball game. I'm like, it's junior fucking high. I gotta pay to watch a ball. They all suck. And they're gonna charge me to watch.
Back to my point, man.
Good
Like,
Lord,
Dude,
why is our
image and likeness? NIL, man.
yeah?
We're coming here to watch the penalties.
right? I want to see some fights. I don't care about the volleyball. You know, someone coming through the net and just dotted it on the guy, whatever. But no, $5 to watch a game, and I don't care. It's my kid. I'm gonna go watch him.
Yeah.
But it just really kind of surprised me.
$5. I think I was paying $5 when I was in junior high to go to the games too. Not much
was a
inflation
long
on
time
that.
ago.
That was a long time ago too.
We never had to
Maybe
pay for my
three.
shit.
Maybe three.
But if my parents would have had to pay for that, if it wasn't tackle football, we ain't going. Or baseball. Other than that shit at school, no, we ain't got time for that. Actually, the shit at school, they were still at work by the time I got done, so they didn't care. But yeah, I don't ever remember my parents paying to go to them watch me play anything. Even Pop Warner football, they didn't have to pay to go.
I know for like to get into the wrestling and football in high school, my parents did, but they didn't have to pay parking. I know they had to pay.
Yeah, we never
to
paid
get
parking.
in, but yeah.
Yeah.
What a racket.
So, like, if we're talking about things that need to happen to make BMX
Yeah.
more sustainable, like one of the things is that people need to start realizing that you can't just always get the deal. Like, I think that's pretty important and pretty relevant. Like, and it's so blatant that it's happening now. You just shake your head. You're like, dude, like, how's homie going to keep his shop open if you're not? And I don't own a shop, but I can imagine people coming to me and be like, "Hey man, can you hook me up with a deal? Blah blah blah. I'm really good, you know." Like
I don't get that. I'm too much of an asshole. You would never get that either. Trust me.
I don't know, dude. Like, Mike, I've had people come up to me and be like, "Hey man, like, can you get me a deal on this?" I'm like, how am I going to get a deal? I'm not getting a deal, you know, like, where you have all this profile stuff. Yeah, I buy it.
All right.
Yeah,
I
never.
have a connection at profile. I have a connection at profile, and I still buy it. Like, I don't use that. And that comes from the mountain bike, the dirt jumping, and all that shit. Like all those days back when they're like, "Hey man, we'll help you out forever." Pacific Northwest, that P&W company. So, you know, that's mountain bike shit. But Aaron was going to school at UNR here, and he was helping me dig dirt jumps when he was growing up. And so now he owns this company, and he's just sending me shit. And I'm like, dude, I don't want you to send me stuff. I'll pay for it. Like, please don't just give me stuff, because at the end of the day, like, I'm old. I don't think I deserve it. I'd rather see a kid who's like 18 years old, who's out there grinding, busting their ass to get it. I'd rather see them get hooked up and you know, them getting paid than some 55-year-old dude who can't make it to the first jump at Oak Creek. You know, like,
God, I'm so glad he said that. And that's not a true statement. It's not a can't make, wasn't allowed to make.
Yeah.
The first jump at Oak Creek.
Big
difference.
He made it on top of it.
They did on top of it. Quite the pile they were in. It was very awkward looking.
And the cool thing was, my tire smoked from skidding when Nate's leg was stuck in it. People were like, dude, smoke was coming off of your tire when you were skidding.
Oh, that was skin, baby. It's all meat, flesh.
No, that was Max's.
Hey, thanks, Mike. Appreciate the compliment, buddy. Yeah, though that was definitely an awkward
Well, wasn't it now? I think now thinking back to it and talking about with everybody wanting the deal or what and like the prices of things and like bike shops closing, you know, because stuff's expensive. Didn't Mueller say it on Anderson and Fudger's show when he was on there too? That the biggest thing is that for BMX, like S&M and a lot of other companies, like they make too good of a product. Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
It
does your
lasts forever.
S&M really freaking wear down to where like the lifespan of an S&M frame? You're gonna get it. You're gonna go quite a while, unless it's a catastrophic like break or
You're
something.
right. You'll buy a
But,
90 S&M and be happy with it.
you know, like that's with a lot of brands, kind of like a Riff, a Chase, a Esquire, a Claiborne, anything out there, you know, a Fit, a Colt, like they're built to take a beating, you know, and unless it's something catastrophic,
Is
Right.
is
you're
that
not gonna need that main part. You're gonna need like you'll need tires, tubes,
Chains,
pegs,
cables,
like
yeah.
the little stuff, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
Grips.
Yeah,
Grips,
grips,
yeah.
yeah.
Everything
Cables,
but the frame. Everything but the frame. As long as it's not carbon, because everything carbon has to be replaced.
Yeah,
at some point.
that's a short tangible shelf life is carbon.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nick.
Yeah,
Good
you'll
point.
like this because you'll want a new frame before you need one.
Yep. Yeah.
You know, which is honestly the truth. I mean, I've only changed one bike because I was afraid that it was going to break. The rest of them is because I wanted something new. You know. But
And the other funny thing about that happens is this: it's so Haro has shifted their program. They're going mountain bike.
Mm-hmm.
and they let go. They let Barry Knowles go. That makes sense. Okay, sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt. Go ahead, Jim.
and they're going freestyle, and rightfully so, right? They have Paris, and they have Anderson, and they have Chad Curley. Like they're that squad is pretty deep. But when I went to Paris's wedding, one of the things that I actually talked to their product manager up there, because he was telling me, you know, Paris is getting a complete bike. She's going to have her own signature bike, which is it's pretty badass, you know. Like here's this young lady, she got a Colt. She was the first woman to ever get a signature frame for Colt, and now she's going to get this Paris Benegas complete bike. But he's like, the BMX market isn't there anymore. The race market isn't there. Like, why would we sponsor anybody? Again, if online and you have smaller companies like Sawyer, you know, like S Squared, they're putting out a hell of a product. That product's lasting for a long time. If you have one S Squared, you're not going to change and go to something else. You're going to stick with that brand recognition. Mongoose did that with the shit in Walmart, and it drew people back into riding a bike. And then they were able to say, well, I want another Mongoose. When they got good at their bike again, they went and found out where Mongoose Pro was at. And then they bought Mongoose Pro. Like, so it's hard to get people out of their rut once they're in it. They don't want to change. And the Haro philosophy was like, yeah, like we'll still have BMX race bikes, but we're not pushing anything other than, yeah, we have them, you know, and even those bikes are going to be more multi-purpose. They're not just going to be made for the BMX track anymore. And that's one of the things that's killing BMX racing too, is that the bikes are becoming so specific for racing BMX.
Yep.
Back in the day, you could own
100%.
a S&M Holmes and you did everything on it.
Yep. That bike went to the skate park, to the trails, and the racetrack.
Yep, and you were at the bar later on, and it was locked up outside.
Yeah, it's best way home.
Safest way.
Yeah.
So
damn,
I mean,
Scott, you're killing me.
Like we're talking, you know, what needs to make BMX more sustainable? That's one of the things right there is like like the support of the product, and getting people to realize you don't deserve anything other than like, you get to go out, you get to pay your $10 or $12 to go race BMX. You get to be with your friends and your family. You get a good dose of competition. And then at the end of the day, if you need a new tire, don't go asking for the hookup, because if the bike shop has a tire, go buy the fucking tire and put it on your bike and go race.
Yeah, be happy if you get a jersey.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
To be on a team. I mean,
earned a jersey. Like, you know, like
don't go ask for it.
Yeah. And if you're that good, people are going to come and talk to you.
That's what I tell all the kids around here. I said, dude, don't go ask anybody for anything. You ride, you show them how good you are, and they will come to you. That's what we do.
Yep.
You know, we watch kids, and when we think there might be something we want to deal with,
Do a little shopping.
Yeah, talk to their parents, make sure we like them first, and yeah, and that's the way. I mean, don't come and ask me if you want to be on my team. I mean, you got to show me something, because I'm not going to buy you a jersey just because I like you. I didn't buy my wife a jersey because I like her. Shit. I had to buy her one, but I didn't buy it because I liked her. Locked up what? Yeah, we have to lock our shit up in California, Mike. You remember, you lived here your whole life, so don't even start that shit.
You know the drill,
Mr. Idaho.
Seth.
But yeah, it's a whole different, way different. Because back then, I don't remember back then ever hearing anybody fucking going to ask for a sponsorship from anybody. I mean, it happened, obviously, but nobody that I knew ever went to a team and, hey, man, I want to be on your team and sponsor me. No, you win enough, they're going to come see you. And then you get what you want. You don't get whatever they decide to give you when you go ask. So, I don't know. So it's different.
Less bro deals could bring back the contingency, which could put more money in the sport. Is that what we're saying?
Well, if everybody bought parts retail, it definitely wouldn't hurt nothing. I mean,
and then maybe you never know if the stuff got bought enough and it built up, then maybe you might see the prices go down a little bit. You know,
especially at the local bike shop. Yep.
You know, I mean, that would definitely help. You know,
I mean, you have a local bike shop? Wow, wish we had one. Oh wait,
I got you.
Yeah.
I'm here for you, Rick. My whole life revolves around whatever
over
you
here.
need.
Just hit the doorbell.
Rick's personal bike shop.
Man, you got the code to the gate. You got code to the shop. I mean, fuck, come in and get what you want. You know where the keys to the trailer are at. Shit.
So let's look at the elephant in the room too, right? Let's talk about this a little bit.
Wait.
Come on, man.
No. So what's going to make BMX sustainable in the future? The first thing that needs to happen with BMX, in my opinion, is that USA Cycling and USA BMX really need to start talking, and not just some bullshit like, USA BMX is going to give this amount of money to USA Cycling every year to kind of hold their place with them and do all this. Like, that's not sustainable. Like, and USA Cycling has to make some big changes. So is it Medina? Is he the BMX race?
Yep.
Yeah, Jermaine.
Yeah. So nobody knows where this dude is. Like, obviously he's somewhere, you know, and nobody knows what's going through his head. There's no real support for a Worlds team when you go to the Worlds. Yeah, you get a pit and there's a couple of mechanics there. And if Jerry Bradford's there, he'll actually pay attention to you if you're over 16 years old. But other than that, there's not a lot of Valencia is probably there, and he's probably like working with people too. I can't take that away from Nick. Like, Nick's heart is in it, and it's a beautiful thing. But for the most part, nobody's really paying attention unless you've already won a world championship or you're one of the bangers. And there's a whole group of people at these races. And so that change in the communication needs to be made between USA BMX and USA Cycling. And it isn't like a phone call every now and then. Like, it should be a weekly basis. Let's build up the BMX program. It's ridiculous when we can't send our juniors, our junior elites, and they have U23 now, and then they have elites. And how many juniors did we send? Oh, is that a zero? And how many of the U23 did we send?
None.
And then how many elites are we funding? 3 or 4?
Yeah, like 3 or 4.
On the boys' side, on the men's side, and then on the women's side, 3 or 4, right?
Yeah.
Right.
If we're lucky.
You know,
right.
When you bring up the USA Cycling, that falls under. They fall under an Olympic committee somewhere, and I saw an ad on my Spotify for mountain biking from USA Cycling, and I was like, "Wow, that would be really cool if it said BMX." Because it's where the people are, it's where the parents are, like they're advertising, right? So they're doing the digital advertising, and obviously it's getting all these analytics from the back end of your phone that's being sent off, things you like, this and that. So it knows I like cycling, and it says, "Do you want to try?" You could try mountain biking through USA Cycling. Those two working together could, that's something that could positively come out of that, where we're not advertising in the same ecosphere for BMX. It's cool every now and then you see it on a billboard because the local municipality or the tourism bureau opens their wallet up and puts a billboard up outside of Rock Hill or somewhere else. We've heard it here and there, but like that's where that copacetic part needs to come together for the two of them that you're talking, Jim, because that's hitting millions of people, not a couple thousand, right? And it's putting it in front of them where they are. They're not having to spend the money to go out and get in front of them. It's right there.
Well, they don't even go out and get in front of them. I mean, Rick is a perfect example.
I've been saying ever since when Ricky went in, got into college and got that scholarship. For the past 2 years, they've done a winner-take-all race for BMX for kids that got BMX scholarships. They don't have a series. It's like,
it's fucking wild.
But we got 26 nationals on the circuit to choose from. Or local gold cups. Gold cups would be cool. You had a gold cup or a state race, and here comes the collegiate series. Now you got the colleges. Oh, we got the colleges freaking joining us this weekend for our gold cup qualifier. So that's kind of like single A pro.
Exactly.
Then
exactly
it's just
what
like,
it is.
okay, now we're getting somewhere. Whether it be here on the West Coast or Midwest or whatever, that would be dope. You're getting. Oh, wait, I can get an education and go ride my bike.
Yep.
And stay in the sport.
Yeah, they're not doing it in sport to promote the sport in college.
And let's give credit where credit's due real quick. So old school's like, yeah, USA Cycling can eat a dick. I kind of agree, Scott, but also you got to understand that they're the governing body. They're they are the ones that relate with the International Olympic Committee and with the UCI. So as many dicks as they're eating, dude, we still have to comply with what they're doing. And USA BMX has no real say in it. They think they do.
Because we're in the Olympics, though. If we went in the Olympics, we would have to deal with them. Right?
No, we would still have to deal with them because of UCI. So USA Cycling is the group that is included into UCI. And that changed years ago. It used to be NBL was part of the IBMXF, and BMX was separate from the UCI. When it went to the UCI, you saw the big change, right? That was the fulcrum point. It flipped over and it became more official and more professionally run. So if we're giving credit where credit's due, USA Cycling stepped in and said, yes, we will. And then NBL was that connection. NBL, USA Cycling, UCI. That's how that was your path to the worlds. USA BMX at the time was ABA. They did their own World Cup, and their World Cup was getting probably more numbers than the UCI World Cup or the World Championships. I'm sorry, not World Cup. So USA ABA they did one here in Reno at the outdoor arena, and I forget it's like 380 motos or something like that. It was huge. And so there was 2 different world championships at that time.
Right.
When that merge happened, holy shit. Oh, they're having fireworks at the Reno Aces game. Sorry. When that happened,
the Russians are coming. Shit.
Yeah, I'm like ducking over here. When that happened, like USA BMX became the merge, right? When that merger happened with NBL and ABA, they absorbed that, and then it became, now we're going to deal with USA Cycling. And they came in kind of peacocking. They're like, well, we're going to tell them the way it is. And USA Cycling is like, no, we're going to do it this way because we've always been doing it this way. And when you've been doing something so long for one way, you don't want to change, right? If you buy a mongoose when you're 15 and you see mongoose in the Walmart, you're going to buy that, and then you're going to go find another mongoose. It's the exact same business model that's happening. Why, if these conversations are happening between USA BMX and USA Cycling, and they're saying, hey, we need to grow BMX because BMX is a true base for mountain bike and road.
Right.
You don't hear of a road cyclist at 9 years old going into BMX and killing it. But
Nope.
you'll hear about a road cyclist coming out of BMX, Christopher Blevins, and destroying it because the dude was a BMX racer. Same thing with Mike Larson. If everybody remembers Skinny Mike, the trucky kid, right? Like he went from BMX and he's killing it in the cyclocross and the mountain bike stuff now and all that. So BMX is that podium, it's that base that builds to these companies or to these like mountain bike and road cycling and all that. But and USA Cycling still to this day is just kind of looking at it like, yeah, those are kids' bikes and they're having fun and oh, that's cute, you know. We had the world, well, then we have the Worlds here, and they shut it down because of lightning. Why in the fuck didn't one of our people walk up there and say, no, we're not shutting this race down because people have spent hundreds of thousands of dollars to be here. We're going to race this race. We can do it at 9 o'clock at night. We have lights on this beautiful facility. Why didn't USA Cycling, why didn't they step over? Why didn't USA BMX walk up there and say, no, we're going to run the race? Like, we don't give a shit what you're saying. This race will be run. And actually put their foot down, you know? And so there's this communication between the USA BMX and USA Cycling. And I'm not in those meetings. I don't know, but it doesn't seem like there's not a push to make it happen. Now, I know that there's going to be people being like, Sievert, you're full of shit. But
You've heard that
and
before.
that's fine. Go right ahead. But also, I'm not so stupid that I don't see what's right in front of me. And I'm not blind to the fact that there's this power play. Should USA Cycling just give it over to USA BMX? No. What USA BMX should do is come up with a really good plan to say, hey, look, we're going to change our national schedule. We're going to change our Gold Cup. You know, we're going to redesign this. And then we're going to work with USA Cycling. So every time we do a national, it's also a USA Cycling national. And it's all combined. So at the end of the year, when we crown national champions, that's our world's team for the next year.
I like
so if
this.
you're NAC top 5 in 16 expert,
You're going to the show, baby.
Automatically on the world's team for next year. And instead of having 800 million nationals, why in the hell? And tell me, Justin, you went to a national this year, right?
No, I skipped out of them.
But so if you had one near you, what was it, 150, 168 motos?
Oh, there was Waterford last year, a year ago, July, that we all went to. Rick flew out for it, and it was it was 139, 140 in the mid 40s, like 140s on the Saturday. Yeah.
I went to Washington for the
Lumberjacks,
and it was 120 motos. 3
Yeah,
days.
It's definitely the
qualifier numbers.
Definitely the
this weekend up in Seattle. It's 94 motos. Roseville had a state race, the state finals. It was 168 motos. Like, so these nationals are not nationals anymore. And the luster, that diamond ring of the national, it's not there anymore. Who gives a shit? You're going to go to the national. You're going to race the same people you race from your track practically, and then you might get 2 or 3 other people. That's it. Why don't they go back to what NBL was doing, where they had the regionals?
Those are fun.
Say BMX could build regionals in every region, and you could put a lot of them in there. You could have 300 regionals, and your regionals, you qualify to go to the national. And when you get to the national, that's when you're competing for the next level, for that world level, or for that national title level. NBL kind of did it with the regionals before, and they were fun. You would go to a regional, and it'd be 102 motos, and
back then that was a lot.
Yeah, and it was fun. But for some reason, USA BMX thinks, well, we're going to throw how many national weekends are next year?
80.
We got 2 more this year than we had last year.
There's 80,
like 28, 27 national weekends.
There's 86 races that count as nationals.
86 races. So they could do 300 regional races, all of them pulling 100 motos. And then from that, you could say, if you're an intermediate or expert boy or girl, you're able to kind of qualify to go to a national. And then you have 12 nationals or 10 nationals, and that national becomes something. You're not racing the novices at the nationals. And I know, oh, well, the novices should be able to get the race there. No, they're getting the race and their experience at a regional event, and they can work their way up into the intermediates. And then when they get to the national event, it's not 14X, it's 14 boys. And they're following that kind of UCI, the challenge class at that point in time. Yeah. So you might have intermediates that are racing with the experts. How do you get faster? Well, I don't get faster racing slow people. I get faster racing the fast people. So there's an opportunity for those kids to get faster. And you have your cruisers and you have your girls, but you're not separating 14 intermediate from 14 expert. You're just having 14-year-old girls.
It's like the world qualifiers. The world's qualifiers, you have to be expert, or you're racing the experts, whatever.
So, yeah, you don't have to be expert. You can show up and race. Right, you can be an intermediate.
Right.
And that's fair. Like you're 14. That's what you're racing. If you're qualifying to go to a national, now the national has some base. It has something to it.
Yeah.
When I win a national, if I win a national and I had to qualify through a regional or something, or 3 regionals, and I had to get the points to get there, and I win that national, man, that next Pabst Blue Ribbon tastes even finer, buddy. Like I'm like pinkies out and drinking that thing. You want sponsorship dollars? You have 12 nationals a year, only 2 days. You have your elites there. You have your U23s. You have your junior elites. And you give the kids the option when they're 16 years old to turn junior. You're either 16 boys or you're junior elite, and 16, 17, and 18 years old. Let them race, let them do it. And then at the end of the year, when you have the Grand National, you have a Grand National that is like, it's the actual national event. It's the Grands. You will leave with a national champion. In turn, the national champions automatically world's team. Like we're putting our best team forward at that point. And then maybe the next top 3 or 5, right? So top 5 NAG in 14 boys, you're all on the national team next year. Here's your jersey. Let's go win races. Let's build our program from the 12-year-olds, because that's where we're at right now for the United States. We're not at like a 19 and 20-year-old level of kid that can go and race elite. Our closest kid from 16 up is that maybe that Deegan Brown kid and that Gage kid. Yeah. And if you watch them, they're not at that elite level yet. No offense to them. They're badass, but they're just not there. Yeah, they're not experienced, and they have to get that experience. Connor was the same way. He came out as 16, 17 expert. He didn't have that experience. He had Maris Stromsberg to kind of learn under him, some, these other dudes. So it was there. So why isn't USA Cycling and the USA BMX, why aren't they putting their heads together to create this national series that covers both? USA Cycling is going to benefit from it because they're going to be able to build a program with BMX that is making them money, and they're about money. They don't give a shit about anything else. Well, so is USA BMX, right? But they're putting a product out there. At the end of the day, they can market that product. And instead of having Flow TV, I don't even know what that is yet. I haven't even looked at it. But instead of having Flow TV, they can go to Fox Sports 1 and they can market it. And they can say, look, we have a national series now. These kids qualify up through regional. They're, and our premier classes are like 15 expert, junior elite, U23, elite pro, women and men, both sides, make it equal. Even like a vet pro class, right? Or a elite vet, or whatever they want to call it. Like, they could kill the market because they're able to market it now. You're able to say to NBC, to Peacock, hey, we have this viable product that we can sell you. As soon as you get that, as soon as it gets to that point, and maybe they have this in place or they're trying with Flow, but as soon as they have that in place, where Toyota's showing up? Who's driving? You're driving to a national event or a regional event, drive your Toyota. Like, oh, Honda. You want Red Bull involved with BMX again, racing like that? And not just in Europe? You have to be able to market it. And in the United States right now, it's just not there. They're not, it's like USA Cycling and USA BMX have turned their back on their best interest, which is the racer and getting a quality race to produce and put it on TV, And I imagine the Flow Bikes thing is a cool thing. They have Connor and he's on there and he's doing the play-by-play more or less, right? Like he's interviewing and stuff. I think Rich Pelton.
Yeah, and Strange. They have Strange from Strange Motion team. He's also on there as a commentator too.
So they have viable people.
Yeah.
Connor has a gold medal.
Yeah.
To
your point with the taking it down to like more regionals, right? So one of the things is when you hear, less nationals, make it more prestigious, where they do get a lot of the money, right, is from vendors. And you take away novice and intermediate classes at nationals, right? That's always been the big scare. You pull them out. Who do the vendors have to sell to? Because it's not going to be, the experts that have been racing for 5-6 years or 2 years, right? They're not going to be buying from those vendors. So the vendors need the novice and intermediates by getting more of the regionals out there in your model that you're talking about. Guess what you just did? You gave them more opportunities at their customers, and probably, I would have to guess, less travel, because a lot of the vendors don't necessarily cross country because of the cost. So even at a national level, you got Northwest up, right? Is it Northwest?
Yep.
And you got Rich's company over here on the east side. You're gonna have like On Two Wheels, J&R, and Powers doesn't go to the nationals anymore.
Oh, he doesn't?
No, but you got J&R and you got On Two Wheels. They're pretty good. And I know I'm forgetting a couple. I apologize, but they're not doing this.
Powers would go to the regionals.
100%. And again, you got a regional. You're down. You're catering. You're getting those newer riders there that gives them the opportunity to get sell them the 44 sprocket for the 5th time because they didn't bring it. That's legit. I had spoke to Jeremy about that from On Two Wheels because I bounced that.
Because if you're doing regionals, you're building up your local programs and you're getting the ridership out there. The freaking vendors are staying at their shops building parts to freaking cover the masses.
As a whole, I feel like the regionals in the NBL days, they were regionals. Now they're Gold Cups, right? But that regional level, I'm gonna call it how it is. It sucks. Like it's nothing. Like, okay, we only give 3 plates out. I don't care. I can go to nationals and I'm going to race the same guys at the nationals that I'm going to race at a Gold Cup. So why don't I go to the national and get a swing at an ag plate, right? And it's going to cost pretty close to the same. And there's always that weird outliers too in the regions, I feel, where it sucks if you're stuck here because it takes too much to go there. So you don't even do it. You bring that down a level, put a little more focus into that. Maybe it's by what you're saying, the attrition, you're going to bring more in, make the national level better.
Well, it's the cost of a national now. Your entry fee is like $80-something. Then you got to have a transponder, which still isn't fully operational. It's like by this point, you would have thought everybody at the national was going to be having a transponder. They still don't. Transponder is the biggest freaking
What's
joke.
a Gold Cup? What's a Gold Cup entry fee now?
That'd be $70.
I heard they're paying national entry fees up there in Washington at SeaTac at that Gold Cup.
Is it triple point?
I don't know.
I think it is. I think Gold Cup finals are triple point. So you're paying national fees.
And shit like that, like the national, and then with the pro schedule, you're loading up. Oh wait, no, time for the pros. You got to unload the freaking chutes, and then you got to reload. I was like, that was like after all that went down in Bakersfield, I was like, I'm done doing this, and then it was like a blessing came across where we ended up with this team sheet challenge thing here in California. But we ended up with 27 teams. I'm like, okay, now we're building something. We had 27 teams over 12 freaking state races.
This is all at a state. That's at a state level, right?
At a state level. And it's like, and I told all the kids on the team, I'm like, you know what? This is our focus. I don't give a shit. We don't got to, you guys don't have to do it national or whatever. The state series, that's us. That's our calling.
Dude, we have 15 of them locally.
That's what we're building. And you know what? Dude, I am happy with us competing at the state series with this new team sheet challenge that we got.
Well, it shows you it's there, right? Like we've seen it in other states where, we bring up Florida, and one of the other mixed open shows we did, we had the other states that run that that same program, and that shows you that they're there. They're locals, the local riders, the new riders are there, because with a team sheets competitions, with a good state series, you can keep them local. They want to stay local because you got a nice program going. You have a fun program. You get places where there's 9, 10, 12 tracks. And I know you guys are split in half in California. What fun is it trying to run that state series, right? You got way too many weekends, and it's one day, so you're here, you're there every weekend, and you start moving farther away to where you have seasons. It's even harder because you only have 3-4 months to schedule 9 state races in. I'm speaking from experience here in Michigan. That's tough. And imagine trying as a track in the state to fit in all your double point races, your Warnicki races, your triple points, while you got 9 and you have very limited weekends to fit it all in. You put a series in, and you see the retention that stays with riders, and you can have a team series that makes them want to stay and compete because they're getting prestige through the state, through their team and the state level. Right now, man, it's like how fast can you pump them up? Right now, it seems to me, it's how fast can you pump them up into the nationals. There's just this thing.
We wrapped up our state series qualifiers a month ago. So we had a month break with no races, just locals, and then we had our finals. Now we're done. I mean, we got
way early.
We got the fun double pointers, a couple good. We got a big 40th anniversary up at Boomtown in Shasta in a couple weeks and everything. Now we got the fun double pointers and stuff going on until the rest of the year. And, then you got a handful that they're going to go to Grands and all that. So, hey, good. Hey, you're going to go to Grands, go have fun. Grands is great. It's a fun time. We always had fun at Grands, but as far as like the seriousness and the having fun and really racing your ass off, like, dude, the state series was cool this year. It worked out really well getting it done early, where it's like, you know what? It doesn't feel like it drug on.
Right. No, not at all.
Like being done now in the beginning of September, now it's like we get to go have fun and go to the fundraiser.
Squishy bike.
Go ride mountain bike,
Well,
hey, let me
go ahead.
Address this real quick. So Old School, he wrote on the thing, he said, where does the money come from to move the big rigs across the country if we cut out the novice and intermediates?
Do they go to...
So,
go ahead.
They got two big rigs.
Scott, I've met you before. You're awesome, dude. You came up to me when I was in DeSoto. You're like, I'm Old School. Who are you? And I'm fucking Hacksaw, man. And he's like, right on. And then we got to race and have a good old time a few years back when I was building Texplex. Here's what's happening. You're making more regional races that are catering more. So as a qualifier to the nationals for the intermediate and expert boys and girls and the cruisers, right? You have to qualify to get to the national now. It's just like motocross. You don't get on a CRF 250 and say, I'm going to go race Supercross lights or whatever the fuck they call it now. You're not doing that. Like, you have to qualify to get into that race. So if you put in a region and you're in Texas, if you have Texas, Louisiana, Oklahoma, give me some more, you have that region, right? That South
Arkansas,
just call it the South region or whatever. And you have, instead of having 30 nationals across the nation, you have 20 regional races within that region, which can qualify you to get to the national, which there will be a national in Austin, Texas, or at DeSoto, because those are the premier tracks. Put the nationals where they belong. at these badass tracks. Don't put them in a fucking arena in Las Vegas when it's 300 million degrees outside and you got the cops throwing you on the ground because you brought a bottle of water in. Like, that's ridiculous. You're giving the novices even more opportunity because it's a closer race for them. They can go there and they can race and they get their experience. Plus the state series. The state series, I think, is the most important series there is. Like, it's building these kids up. It's giving them the opportunity to compete for a plate. And then they're advancing. How many, there's like 3 or 4 kids that turned expert at the state NorCal.
And granted, they've been sandbagging a little bit to get to that point. Everybody does, but it's nice.
Yeah.
But it's nice hearing it when the announcer says it. The next intermediate, the next expert. I mean, it's nice hearing it. I don't blame you. You want to win the number 1 plate? I don't blame you. Have at least one number 1 plate in your life. You may never get another one. They're not easy to come by. So
and you're competing at a regional level, right? So maybe there is this regional champion. You become the regional champion. Hey, we got the race of champions, right? State champions, regional champions, Gold Cup champions, put them all in there, let them race. Like, that's the, you're not losing any motos at the Grands. You're actually making a premier event that can be marketed and put on TV.
Right.
The Grands would become, okay, here's our 15 boys. These kids have been going all year at it. And you got everybody paying $8 or $10 or $50 to get into the arena to watch these races, because the shit's going to happen, dude. There's going to be BMX racing at that point in time. And people are
racing.
Yes, people are scumbags too. They want to see the crashes. They want to see elbows. They want to see all of that. So you're building something.
Shit, they should have been there Sunday.
You're building something.
Go ahead.
You're building something at the base to make it bigger at the top. That's what you're doing. And you're giving these kids even more opportunity. USA BMX is making their money because these regional races, they've just quadrupled their nationals now. And then at the top, or not their nationals, well, they're quadrupling the nationals by making the regionals. And then the nationals become the premier events. You earn your way to the national. You want a factory ride with whomever, you bust your ass and you're winning the regionals and you get to the national and you put it on the podium. That's when people walk up to you and say, hey, we want to talk to you about a sponsorship. We now have money because we are able to advertise on TV. You've brought people back in. You've made people aware of BMX, and BMX becomes something that is sustainable on the back end because you've built it again from the base. You've given the novices a chance without having to sit at the Grands. Well, I mean, at the Grands, you would have a race for the novice and the intermediates and the experts. There would definitely be that race of champions, right? But also the Grands becomes the Grands, like
a real race all the way through.
Yeah. And you have the Pro Spectacular or the Elite, whatever the fuck they call
it.
Side
hack race. Yeah. The whole 9 yards.
Dirt jump contest, make Why it not? A spectacle that it should be. Like, make it something.
Brand.
Exactly.
Brand
They've already extended it for like the whole week, right?
Right. Yeah. Tuesday through Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or Wednesday through
Sunday.
Sunday.
Why wouldn't Friday night be, here comes the mains for the Grand Nationals? We're going to crown the champions tonight. We're going to crown the overalls, and the elites are racing, and you've qualified all the way through, earlier in the week to get to the Grand Nationals, that Friday night event, semi-main events and main events. And here we go. You want to make it, you got Metallica playing the national anthem. You like think big, yeah, and you're making the money, and it's not USA BMX is making enough money to pay for that facility down the road, and USA Cycling's making enough money to fund our fucking athletes to get to the Worlds and get to the World Cups and go to the Olympics and actually win gold medals instead of backpacking shit on French local tracks.
Yeah.
Bam.
How do we get Jim Siebert to be the UCI president or USAC
a whole lot
president?
of microphones just
what
dropped.
What do we need to do? How do we get you in the office? Is that an elected position?
I
know some
have
mercenaries, we can
connections on
make-
the inside of USA Cycling, and they talk. But at the end of the day, who am I, dude? I'm just another dude.
I'm just
Oh,
asking
you're
how
a
we get
fucking
in there.
loudmouth Seaver, Hacksaw just blah blah. He does this. Like, I get it,
Right.
dude. Like,
He
but-
talks a lot of shit, but you know what? He makes sense. And I know some mercenaries, bro. We might be able to have a few people taken out to move you right in there. I'm asking, just theory. Just what do we got to do
let's
here?
not do that.
Just a couple
Well,
phone,
I'm not really worried about it.
just a couple phone calls.
I ain't got much longer left anyway, so whatever it takes. But honestly, someone with some new blood and someone with some new insight, because you've been in the sport since you were a kid and you've been invested in it your whole fucking life. BLBP, Battleborn. Hell, you went to fucking Tennessee with some girl for, well, I don't know why, but we got you back. And
I mean, heck, you've done a lot of one-off stuff too. I mean,
Yeah.
dude, you've done the freaking the
mountain
trade
biking,
shows
the fucking bike
and
BMX,
everything.
yeah.
I mean, inner bike. I mean, heck, dude, you've
Train Paris Benet. I mean,
Yeah.
you got a kind of a resume.
You've ridden
it's
shit-
all right.
you've ridden shit that hasn't even hit the shelf.
Way better than our resume, but hey. So I mean, is it a possibility we get you in there? Would make some efforts, or can we do anything?
I mean, I've sent letters. I have, I was talking the other day on our chat, and I'm lucky enough to have grown up around Greg LeMond. The guy, he won the Tour de
Right.
France.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, 100%.
one of my closest friends is his nephew, and so I get to talk to Greg every now and then, like very seldom, but I get to. And Greg's he's involved with USA Cycling. Like, he doesn't have this big say, but if Le Mans speaking, they're listening. And
Right.
I actually, I went to my buddy Nathan, his nephew, and I said, "Hey Nate, can you get me in contact with Greg?" And we got to talk. I got to email with him and then talk with him. And I'm like, "Hey man, like, I have this idea, but I don't know how to approach it. Who am I? I'm just another dude." Like,
Right.
and he's like, "Oh, well, let me ask. And he said something, and then I forget the name of the CEO currently, but I got an email from him. He's like, we kind of want to hear what you have to say. Now, I'm not going to get that same reply from USA BMX.
Yes.
Mm-mm.
No, not even close.
No, nobody.
But they
is.
know you, and they know what to expect, because they're going to tell them they're doing shit wrong. But they won't.
know,
They don't like that.
And they only and people will only look to the negative. Nobody's going to look to the positive. And I'm not saying I'm not a fucking saint by any means, dude. Like, I have a very rich past, but also, if you look at it, and it's all of us here on this, and there's people out here on the chat and everything. We've all put our lives into BMX, and we want it to be better. Why are they not listening to all of us? Not just me. I'm just a dude. Like,
Right.
Why are we not sitting at the table with them and saying, "Hey, this system is what we want"? Well, because we're making money now, and it's the good old standard. We've been doing it forever like this. Well, don't you want to make more money? Or are you afraid that this sport's going to grow like skateboarding did and become this world thing? Like truly, skateboarding was dead in the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
It went into the 90s. When the skateboarders took back over, it became huge. And skateboarding is going to fall on its face soon, and unfortunately, because now it's corporate again. It's become this big.
Did you see this?
They're not listening back to the skaters again.
Did you see this? You follow any of the skateboard league that
A skateboard on the freaking semi truck.
that Deerdick does? Like, that shows you how wild and how much money is in that sport. And it isn't that far. Look, there's a lot more skateboarders and BMXers. I get it, but like, it's there. You can't tell me that couldn't been a big bike on that semi, no matter what is racing or just BMX freestyle. Like, because whatever. There's different disciplines in skateboarding, just like there are in BMX. But yeah, that's hit a different level when you're renting out basketball arenas to put on a contest / jam. They had to listen to somebody because it wasn't headed that direction. So they opened up and listened, or maybe somebody grabbed the bull by the horn and did it themselves. It's there. It's
Yeah,
there.
the dude
check
that
this
got on
out.
the train on his dirt jumper, hardtail
yeah.
on the train, dude.
Yeah.
That was so sick. I'm like,
So skate league just sold,
Did he?
and yeah, Deer Lake sold, and it's funny. Like I grew up at a really cool time where I was able to be around a lot of people. So Eric Lanto ran Skate League. He also owns a skate shop here in Reno called Classic Skates. As soon as it sold, they got rid of Eric. And Eric's like, why would you get, and they're like, why are you getting rid of Eric? Eric runs the most efficient program. You'll see Eric when they're skating at Skate League and he's got his headphone on and he's like sending the next skater and they're talking and there's this relationship. Deerdick sold because Deerdick's getting older and he needs money, right? He's got bills to pay, right? We all get it. But they sold to this big corporation.
That corporation is Thrill One Sports and Entertainment, who owns
And
Nitro.
They thrashed it.
Yeah, they own Nitro Circus, Nitro Cross, and it is co-owned by Dana White and one of the Furtado brothers.
Yeah. So stick the fucking UFC, Dana White. Like, leave the skateboarders alone, because now it's so big and corporate that they've gotten rid of the skateboarders that were running it to begin with. And it was a very efficient, making a lot of money for a lot of skateboarders. Will he be able to do that? Will they be able to put money into it to make money? Yes. But they took the soul out of it. Like, they literally like robbed it, because Eric's now like just working at his shop. He's not like, I'll see him every now and then or talk to him. And he's like, yeah, I'm getting ready to go to Tokyo, Japan for Skate League, you know, and he was stoked. And then I would see him on TV and he's like, you would see the relationship with him. They don't have that anymore. And the skaters in Skate League are pissed because they're like, why'd you get rid of Lanto? Why'd you get rid of the other people that were involved with this? We don't need bouncers. We need a skateboarder that's been in the industry for 45, 50 years, you know? And BMX is the same way. Like, why are you not listening to all of us, the common people, when we're saying there's too many nationals, and maybe Hacksaw has this idea that like can work? Shit, I even have a way to implement it, dude. I sat in Idaho and it was negative 28 fucking degrees, and I was writing shit about BMX racing when I should have been studying for a fucking finals for a structures class, you know, like. But I was writing this stuff, doing this stuff, being like, hey, this would work. You know, like, boredom will get the best of you. You're either going to get in trouble or you're going to be creative. And I think I was being creative at the time.
What if
I talked to one person about it who is a barely a player at USA BMX. He's all, that's stupid. I'm like, okay, dude, I don't want to talk to you anymore. Like, you're just going to say that because you're a proxy, and you're not even a good proxy for USA BMX. You're just another dude that's working for a paycheck. And, you know, and give credit where credit's due. USA BMX, the way that they do their points and stuff, it's unparalleled. Like, it is the best system in the world. Can it be better? Hell yeah. And it's not the points side of it. It's like the races and all that. Let's, you know, why not give it an opportunity to try it out? What's the worst thing that will happen? It's successful.
Well, it's just like with Ice Cube and his 3-man basketball. You know, NBA did want nothing to do with it. He had the whole thing. NBA won't let him. He can't have a commercial. Won't do nothing. But he's killing it. The 3-man hoops that Ice Cube has going on is gangster. Is great. You know, but yeah, NBA. Oh, dude, no. Sorry, not here.
Hey, Nick Dasani, like, I see that it says USA BMX is a business now. If I own a business, I want to make more money. And when the people have a good idea to make more money, why wouldn't you step up and do it?
Well, I mean, they do. They just add more nationals.
But they made at 120.
The nationals are failing.
I know. That was
because then they raise the prices of the entry fees.
But they're getting money from each track to have a national at that track, which covers a lot of their ass. But 120 motos. I mean, I remember when I first met you, we were hitting 300 moto plus nationals everywhere we went. Arizona, Reno, fucking Roseville. It was
Was that the
minimum.
excuse me? Was that the COVID? That's kind of
No. This is the early 2000s.
Oh,
Early
okay.
2000s, we were minimum 300 every national we went to.
Okay.
If you didn't have 300,
Reno in the winter national or the Silver Dollars the one year, I forget what it was. Like, so everyone showed up, everyone, East Coast, West Coast, South, North, you name it, international, like 400 and some odd motos.
Every national was a pro race.
My main event was at 11:30 at night.
Yes.
You got 24 nationals or what? 24 tracks putting up. What is it? Don't you got to put up like almost between 5 to 10 grand?
Yeah.
Keep going.
USA BMX
Keep going.
Yeah, in that area, it's a bunch. You're giving them the money. So if they have 120 motos, so you're getting they don't give a shit. They got that money
$8,000 up front on top of freaking 26 times.
About 12.5 to get yourself a decent pro race.
Henry from No Holds, he that nut. He went and he looks at these nationals and calculates and like he has it down to the penny, like how much money they're making. Like, why do you have that? Why aren't you employing that guy? Like he's retired. He's a genius. He's retired, the mad genius, you know. He's just out skateboarding, having fun. But like that dude right there, he can tell you how much you're making at a national. Like down to the penny. He's within a dime of what they're making. And you look at those numbers and you're like, dude, you could be making so much more money. Why are you not, you know, why are you not listening to people? I get it. Like they have a business to run. We don't want to change our business model, blah, blah, blah. But you're not impressing the current people that are racing. And then the draw of new people isn't there because there's nothing to draw them in. There's no marketing really. Like kids don't know that there's BMX tracks in the neighborhood. They'll know there's a
Lord.
track.
How many of us can say right now that within the last year you've heard this? Well, I've lived here forever. Didn't even know there was a track right here.
We hear it all the time,
dude.
All the time.
We'll race Waterford, and that's like Waterford, Richfield, and they've been one of the longest tracks. You know, we got them up north too, but they've been around the longest time. Waterford's second longest running track in the country, and still hear it. You know, like, well, I didn't even know there's a track here. Like, good Lord. Now, granted, that kind of falls on how that's marketed, and everybody's doing what they can to do. But as a whole, like, how do you like? Man, that's a huge swing and a miss. Huge swing and a miss.
Yes.
And
we have an influx of new riders.
You know, not that it falls on USA BMX's thing that they have to market every single track, and because they've got a good grassroots program that can help. You have to work with them to figure out how it's going to work for you. But man, that's a hard one right there because we've heard it for a long time. That all the time.
We have two track operators here, Drew Hort and Justin Fisher. They took over this earlier this year. Justin is going to Boy Scout events and handing out flyers. Like he's going to anything, craft fairs. He's going to Hispanic Heritage Days. Like you name it. That dude's been out. He's been pounding the pavement. And we've seen, I think they said the other day when we were out fixing our track from those assholes, I think we have 30 new riders this year. We haven't seen numbers like that in 25 years, I bet. In Reno.
Well, that's like Napa. We got a few tracks out here doing the New Rider League. Donnie Robinson killing it at his track. You know, we have a few tracks that are killing it, bringing in a bunch of new kids and getting them hooked. But it takes work. You got to put a little time in. You got to work at it. And you got to. And honestly, we don't in our area. We are not allowed to go to the schools and advertise. Which there's nothing negative about riding a bicycle, but you can't go to the schools and advertise. I remember seeing it in school when I was a kid.
I mean, you figure right there, they got that's 30 bikes, that's 30 helmets, 30 kits. That's
a grip,
some coin right there going into the pool of
making BMX better.
You know, vendors.
Why
Yes,
why are we not with USA Cycling in particular, since they are kind of they're the
Call
organization
representatives.
that's doing the NICA stuff. Why are we not doing BMX leagues with the schools? Why are we not having a varsity sport at a high school level?
Don't they do that with
And
mountain biking?
They do, absolutely.
Hollywood said that his first experience with BMX was through a high school team. The high school, they had their own team. That he raced for his school, and now we're junior high. I don't know, junior high, maybe it was junior high, but his school. That's how he started racing, and that's when he started racing all of his buddies. At Kevin McNeil, because Kevin McNeil went to his school. I mean, that's how he started racing because it was to a school league, racing other schools.
I presented that to the local here for the NICA for Northern Nevada. I sent out an email to the new president, and she's like, "Yeah, we're not interested." And I'm like, "You do understand that there's this BMX track, and you could, whoa, easy."
Hey.
I didn't know it was that kind of a program.
We got cameras everywhere here at the Hack Shack Studios.
Rip my shirt off in a second.
Hey, stay tuned in. You never know what you might see.
But I reached out, and they're like, "Well, we're not really interested, blah, blah, blah. We have the mountain bike program." I know a lot of the mountain bike coaches for the high schools, and I've talked to them. I'm like, "Hey, what if there was a BMX program?" They're like, "That would be sick. That'd be cool." And it's not just the high schools at that point. It's elementary, middle school, and high school, or junior high school, whatever you have in your area.
Right.
Like, you could build a team for that school, and you could do weekly race, Reno High School is the school that's sponsoring this race, and Galena High School and Reed High School are all meeting up there, and they're racing. These three schools are racing this week, and then O'Brien Middle School and blah 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 are going to be there or whatever, and build up these programs like that from the bottom up. That's a USA Cycling thing. That's not a USA BMX thing.
Reedley just said they have 107 new riders for their new rider league out in Reedley, in the middle of fucking nowhere, and they got 107 new riders. So you cannot tell me
helmets, 100 kits.
You cannot tell me that your track in the middle of a city, right in the middle of a city, cannot do the same fucking thing and be productive. She's out there. It's a half hour out of town to get to this track.
Yep.
It's one of the best facilities in Northern California, but it's a half hour to get there. And she got 170 riders, which is, dude, the Huberts are putting a lot of work in.
That's some motos.
Yes.
Right there.
She's putting a lot of work in. So the fan, I mean, they're doing a lot of good things out there. I mean, the Footcrafts, the Bakers, and
everybody out there.
Everybody, all the Graybulls, all those people out there. They all support the track, and they're doing good things to bring the riders in. 170 riders, and it takes us 2.5 hours to get there from my house.
Yeah,
I mean, it's a trip to get there.
Waterford, they'll get a program. They'll have their open house, and you normally have like a really big drop off from your open house to your actual leagues. They have a pretty minimal drop off. They'll run anywhere like 50 to 70 new riders per. It might have fluctuated a little bit through there because I think they're on their fourth rotation so far this year. But like they partnered with the Park and Rec system, and that's helped them get a reach. Just asking if they would advertise through Park and Recs for the leagues, right? For the new riders, whatever you want to call it. And there's been tremendous success that way. And all that was because you'd bang your head like we were saying. They try to get to the schools, can't quite get in the schools. They don't know how to navigate that way. Well, Park and Rec, and the thing is your Park and Rec system is looking for stuff to get people to come to. It's like, just like newspapers are looking for stuff to talk about, and news channels want stuff. You call them up, talk to them. I know some local tracks that call the local TV stations, and they do like a community hour, like on Saturdays or Sundays, and they're looking for anything, and they called them up and
get kids off the couch.
Yeah, well, they called them up and they're like, hey, we have this event, and they run open class. It's Richfield Park. They run open races for the younger kids. It's called the Top Grom, and they pay out for the younger kids. It's just for them. That's it. It's their showcase, and it's a regular race that goes on.
That's awesome.
But yeah, so they just called up the local Channel 12, like ABC affiliate, and they're like, yes, and they had them in the studio to talk about it, and like right there, that's like free. It was free. They didn't pay nothing.
It says they have 80 kids from the school coming just this Tuesday.
That's
80
great, dude.
kids
That's
from the
awesome.
school.
Yeah.
You're just shy of 200.
Fucking outstanding.
That's amazing.
Outstanding. Trinity, good job, girl.
Imagine if you had the school league, right?
A school league would be so sick.
And then you're infiltrating that school league, and they're showing up on Saturday to race the locals. And then your state series grows. Okay, we can talk about all night.
Right.
It's going to keep growing. It's going to blossom from the bottom out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, I stirred up a little bit with Justin and with Drew. And I'm like, why don't we just start our own school league? Why don't we just figure out how to do it ourselves?
No, you start a club.
You get one person in each school to kind of help you out a little bit.
Well, the kids are going to school, and there's your marketing. You have a kid who's an expert. It's like, hey, you should come and race, at our school league. Like, we're going to have it on Wednesday nights or whatever night. And it's going to be school versus school. And you're racing for your school. Like
any other sport in school.
Yeah.
Football, basketball, whatever. You're competing for your school.
Yep. And
then you get enough riders, the schools will kick in. They're going to jump on board. Hey, wait, we got all these riders going to do this. And in our name, we need to make jerseys for them. We need to do something for them, whatever it is.
And we can coach. We want to have a coach, right? Like, we want to have a coach that's going to be there. That's a chaperone, whatever. Like, you can see it. It'll start to turn around. And that's a USA, like I said, it's a USA Cycling thing. That's not a USA BMX thing. Like, USA Cycling is that organization that could do that. Will they? Nah, they'll sit on their hands and they'll look at it and they'll ho and hum. And then, well, we don't understand why the BMX community is mad at us. Connor won the Olympics in 2016. Oh, okay. Paris got a silver medal in freestyle. Like, dude, when I watch the Olympics, I want the top three to be USA. Mm-hmm. Like, I want our kids to be successful like that. And if it starts at the school level or it starts at the local level and we build it up through a regional and these other races, and then we have these national champions that can start to really compete at that world level, it's a win-win. Like, everybody's making money and we're getting champions. Like, we're getting these
kids off the couch.
Yeah.
Not playing video games all day long.
Exactly.
Living in their parents' house where they're 30 years old playing video games in the basement. And inevitably right now, that's what we're looking at is 30-year-old kids in their mom and dad's basement, living there, playing video games because they don't want to get a job because today's society is lazy.
There's probably elite pros that are living in their mom's basement because they can't afford shit because they're out racing BMX.
And granted, they should probably get a job, but that's
that.
But
think about, man, trying to be a pro or a top expert right now with that schedule that you have. That, like, if you're going to be a top let's just take top expert. How do you have the time to stay competitive with that big of a schedule? There are kids showing up to the tracks on Wednesdays and Thursdays, and they're homeschooled. Like, it's, it looks more like a stick and ball sport when you get into the travel side of it. But man, how in the hell, when you make the jump off your parents taking you and helping you to that step to pro, are you funding that yourself as a new pro? Like, that part is wild.
Ask Anthony Picardo.
Going broke. Hell, dude, I went broke when it was me and all three kids. It was just like, and then finally the girls stopped, and then it was like, okay, it was a little bit more affordable. Now, shit.
Well, there's
even worse now.
Good luck.
Somebody in the earlier in the chat, I accidentally refreshed the screen. He said, like, I have plenty of competition at a state level, and I don't have to spend $3,000 for a weekend for the family to race.
Right, exactly. $3,000, and more or less, what's what it comes down to. If you're going to travel out of state, I mean, $3,000. If you're even if you don't fly. Yeah. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, like old school saying, he goes, they got three teams, high school teams in their area that are all very competitive, which is outstanding.
He also said that
in high school, it wasn't cool to be racing BMX bike. We did it. We didn't give a shit anyway. But most of the kids are like, "You're riding a bike still? Where's your car?" No. That's the point. It's a little, and now it's even worse. If you're not riding a big bike doing wheelies, then it doesn't really mount. It doesn't count.
And
I run those
why
people
aren't
over.
they tapping into that too? Why is there not a wheelie bike class? You know, like
Didn't they do that?
Well,
No,
there is
they
a
had
Dirty
mountain bike
Fest.
class. They had a mountain bike class, right?
Yeah, the dirt jumper class
Yeah,
or
okay.
something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dirty Fast has a 29er class.
yeah. Well, I mean, they should have that fat wheel or that that bigger wheel class, and it should be like they're not racing for points; they're just out there racing. Like
Especially
you
because
can,
now they have the new 32-inch ripper, 32-inch wheels. That's coming out. I'm like, good luck in the rhythm
I
section,
mean, you
buddy.
might as well.
I mean, good luck.
There's a dude here in Reno that has a bike with those 32-inch wheels, and he brings
Yeah?
it to the track every now and then. And
Can you ride it on the
he's
track?
Like, ride it Hacksaw. I'm like, I'm not riding that. It'll kill myself. Like,
You gotta manage the whole rhythm section to get through it.
Yeah.
Because you're never gonna get your front wheel down in there. It's unreal. I had the local bike owner, his brother was here the other day, and he was telling me that they're coming in, they're getting ready to get them in their shop. The 32-inch wheels. I'm like, what the why? Why do we need 32-inch
That's
wheels?
a whole lot of spoke right there.
That's a whole lot of bent wheels, what that is.
but why aren't they making a bike? What is it called? Bike Life? Why isn't there a Bike Life open class? You know?
Wait, if you're willing
Yeah.
to ride a bike, you want to try everything. You want to ride everywhere.
You
why
would
not?
think.
It's going to bring money into your track. It may not be a big class, but you never know.
Pretty sweet that you can pop a wheelie down the road and almost get hit by a car, but you just got your ass pulled down the last straightaway by a 55-year-old man. Like, like
As long as you don't wreck on the first time.
yeah, as long
they
as
need to
you're
pull.
not laying on. Hey, you got to admit, it looked like I was on a recliner at part of that.
It really was.
It
Dude, it was the most awkward wreck I have ever seen. Just especially when you guys finished up. I'm like, what in the fuck is that?
Mhm.
What the fuck is Jim doing? Looked like you were sitting on it or something on your bike. All just laid out. I was like, this is really weird.
He says, hey, my leg is stuck between your seat and your tire right now. Please don't move.
Don't jerk your bike away, bro.
He's in
Relax.
there.
So it's over. Yeah.
And then,
Yeah,
hey,
Cheeseburger can run it. Yeah, he can.
saving grace, the cute medic came up and talked to me. So. I tried to spit game, but she wasn't having it. She's all
No?
get up and finish. Yeah.
Hey, we looked for the 99 girl all the way to Roseville this weekend.
Well, I
Just
asked
couldn't-
her,
I couldn't find her.
I'm all, do you travel on a 99?
on a 29 down the 99.
I looked all weekend. I couldn't find her, bro. I'm sorry. I've been trying. We've all been trying for years.
It's all good. I mean, for me to shut up because I feel like I've just been blabbing, but I think that
It's
there's
been a pretty effective show, Jim. It's been pretty freaking wild in the chat, man.
I think that there's solutions to it, but everybody needs to come to the table. That's what really needs to happen. And
Fair.
and people need to come with the wild ideas, and people need to come with the very common ideas, and everybody throws in on there. And then the powers that be need to have very open ears, and they need to have open minds to it.
Mm-hmm.
You want to make more money, the base knows how to make more money. You're not listening to them right now. If they listen and there's solutions there, I've just given solutions I think that would work. Personally, other people may be like, you're full of shit, but I think that it would work. I think that we could make, I think they could make money. I think our pros and our elites could make money.
Sport would
Yeah, for sure.
Go up. And you would see the sponsorships happen. You would see businesses you would see S&M step back into the BMX race market. You would see Haro step back into the BMX race market because now it's marketable and it's something that's getting, it's on TV and it's not on Flow. No offense to Flow. I don't know what they're doing, but you got to pay for the subscription. Wait, shit. Why don't we get Netflix to sponsor BMX racing? They throw around money. Why are we not talking to them? And why isn't the Netflix USA BMX National Series presented by USA Cycling with your host Connor Fields? Where is that at?
Exactly.
It's a seller.
Or is the marketing guy at USA BMX too worried about his fucking 1987 CW? Like, and I'll talk shit on that dude all day long. Like, he's as useful as chapped ass in a windstorm, man. Like,
There you go. That's right, Jim. Yeah,
and if he has
bud.
if he's listening, he has a problem with it, get a hold of me, buddy.
Not shy, are you?
Jim, we want to
Nope.
thank you so much, dude, being our special guest, dude, on the Mixed Open Show. You want to come back for Moto 2.5 and do this again?
Oh yeah,
He's supposed to be here in studio.
He can do that too.
I want to be in studio. Yeah, like
he can definitely. Yeah, dude. The studio is always open for you, brother. You know, we just got a lot of people want to stay on. They're dipping off the bed, so it's like, all right, well, we'll save some juice for the next one then.
Yeah.
The chat room's been on fire, and there's been a lot of intriguing topics and reactions in there, Jim. It's been a real good one on my side. Justin has his side, you know, on the ATB part of it too. You know, it's been a fire show, dude, and a lot of people have enjoyed it a lot.
I agree.
And I'm not trying to hurt feelings or step on toes either, dude. Like, I want BMX to be good. I want my grandson to race BMX and be a badass at it.
It's
and make
reality, though.
That's what we all want.
If you have a, like I tell everybody, if you ever race a sport and put your heart into it, and you leave, whatever, you ever come back, it's not hard to come back. You ever get around it again, you're hooked. I mean, it was me. I didn't race since I was like a kid. I came back at 24, raced for a year, had to stop, but I came back at 36 for my son, and I'm like, dude, there's 4 guys in the gate that I went to high school with, or I used to race as a kid. I want to play. You know, it's a fever. You never, it never leaves you. Even if you leave the sport, it never leaves you. And it's worth keeping up. I mean, obviously we've been doing this for a long fucking time. I mean, I started at 74, just like you. I mean, that's a long time to ride a bicycle.
Yep.
Yeah.
And people love it. A lot of people really love it. I mean, all the people that go to national must love it because they're spending a bunch of money to do it.
Right.
Take qualifiers, whatever.
And I commend them for doing that. Like,
yeah.
I think it's great. When you go to a national, what do you see? You see families, you see friends, everybody's having a good time. You'll see the fight, you'll see the arguments, your kid cut my kid off, blah, blah, blah. But that's racing in general. It doesn't just happen in BMX. You know, there might be a fight in the parking lot at Fernley. You don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, there might be. Yeah, it was. Yeah, it happens.
But at the end of the day, the families are all together. They're enjoying themselves. I could get into it even deeper, where it's like the lessons that you're learning in BMX, you carry all the way through the rest of your life. You're not going to win every race. And we could go tangent on that for the next week with this asshole right here talking, but it's there. And so I guess like the thing to say, like, just listen to us. Let us come to the table and let the racers, let the people that are spending the money to go to the races, the families, let them have a say at the table and say, hey, it's too much. We want to do it like this. This seems like a good system. Maybe my system is shit, but Justin comes up with a system, like whatever it is, like, listen to us.
Yep, for sure.
Pretty please, with sugar on top.
Just take a chance, baby. Take a chance.
Jim, why not? It can't hurt nothing.
Jim, thank you. Thank you for joining us. Thank you. It's always good. The next one we do, we got to get you back on.
Anytime.
All right. Well, you guys, we're going to wrap it up, put a bow on it. Mike, Rick, thanks for doing the show.
For sure, JT. Always a good time, especially when we get the Saw in here. I think Saw's been, he's been on our show 2-3 times, and then twice. He's been on your show twice.
Yeah.
Another Mixed Open. So, yeah, he's sitting on a 6th spot.
He's infamous.
There you go. All right.
He rides pretty well, too.
Till we
he does a hell of a fakie in a
he does.
Match.
Boy, oh boy.
till we do the next Mixed Open. Thanks for tuning in this evening, everyone.
Everybody, thank you for tuning in. We love you.
Everybody be cool. Have fun and have a great weekend.
Yeah.
Everybody enjoy it.
Yeah, 100%.
And a pleasure, man. Like,
We love it.